Zach and Mike. Today is the 3rd of June, 2025.
My favorite day.
Which is the half point of the year. Which means we are now closer to 2050 than we are to the 2000.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
say that again. Say that whole sentence again, please.
Are you not listening? Or like,
no, I want to make sure I understand what you said. We're closer to 2050
than the year 2000.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because
well, no, not really.
Yeah,
it'll be June 15th, right?
No. So the half point, point of the year 2025 is June 2025.
Check.
So the second.
No, July 2nd is the halfway point of the year.
Jesus.
No, I literally just watched the thing about this. We're closer to 2050 after the 2nd of June.
That can't make sense.
No, you're talking about July 2nd.
5 months.
The exact halfway point is midnight of the 183rd day, which is the very beginning of July 2nd.
So you should have been thinking July, not June. You were off by a month.
I just watched a video about it.
Well, it depends if there's leap years. Like, are you counting all the leap years? How many leap years?
I don't fucking know. It's just what I fucking heard online.
Leap years are irrelevant. He got this year wrong.
No, it's
all the leap years of the decade.
Oh, yeah, but that would be the half point. But he's talking the half point of just 2025.
Or the half... I don't remember.
Can't believe everything you read online, D.
I actually don't think June 2nd exists, I think is what the chat's saying. Yeah, I don't think that makes any sense. What you just
Let me look it back up.
Look it back up. Let's run it back.
Why the fuck are you asking me where I'm at? I was here before you fucking douche.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
I just saw your message in the chat. You fucking sending me a message. I was like, I've been sitting in the
Wait, hang on.
room
Did I message you
longer
directly? What are you talking about? Where's this message?
Oh, maybe not. My phone just said Zachary Stephen Guevara.
Oh, okay, you fucking guy. I fucking called your ass yesterday to wake you up for the stream yesterday, but that was the last time I messaged you directly.
Yeah. No, I was getting my boxes ready.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could hear the recliner reclining.
I don't like you, dude.
You're like...
ChatGPT says it's July, not June, Dean.
I don't... Okay,
yeah, but what if it's a leap year?
This guy owes me a fucking apology. Where is he?
Leap year doesn't matter.
Why do you keep bringing it? Shut the fuck up about the leap year.
That's because it's a funny joke at this point. Because we made a big deal about leap years, about the May 31st thing. God damn, I have to explain every joke to you. Man, y'all suck, dude. Y'all are boring.
I fucking some deep cuts are deep, man. You gotta.
That's the deepest cut. You hit arteries with that cut, bro.
Well,
anyways,
me a mic now.
Well, let's we'll run this back on July 2nd. How's that sound?
Yeah, I can't wait.
We'll run it back.
Is that a Tuesday?
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I didn't hear anything.
Jesus, Joseph and Mary. Are you glitching again?
I guess so. The second the video hit, it just went blank.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And by default, I'm Third, and I'm Mike.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting. Sorry, my fucking brain got discombobulated by that atrocious opening that we just
I was
did.
like, wow.
I had to actually think about if I even wanted to be here to do this after that.
Wow.
So,
What?
wow. Dean, tell us, what do we got today? We have a great show.
Yeah, we have a great show. It's me, Zach, and Mike. So, I mean, what more do you need, really?
That's all.
We want to thank you guys catching us live. If you're in the YouTube studio audience, or maybe you're catching us on the replay. Wherever you're watching us, listening to us, got SoundCloud, Spotify, Twitch. You catch us on Twitch too. Maybe even Kick, Zach. Maybe we'll go to Kick as well. I don't know.
Wow.
It seems like to be the move currently.
There we
Everyone's
go.
going over
Join
there.
Streamer University.
Dude, there's Twitter now, Rumble. We can stream fucking anywhere. So you guys let us know.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see here. We got Toy Mafia, Sean Forrester, Charlie the Unicorn, Trevor Weed, Mike the Siskel Collector, Six Guns Figs, Star Crash 1138. Sean Forrester said there is no July 2nd. Moose, Darth Tamaris, Universal Key, evening everyone. Ron, I need to apologize. I literally just saw right before the show you became a member, so thank you for your membership.
Hey.
We'll get you into that drawing for those figures and t-shirts, but I unfortunately won't have you on the slide for today. Pedro Lopez, Super Space Ape with the greatest username and profile photo I've seen in a long time. Charlie Six says, I love this show, faults and all. Equan says, Mike is always last in my heart. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out some stuff. We're going to have to bring in some reserve hosts for CW so we can start getting back up to a full panel. Sam Giss in the chat as well. Let's see here, Dean.
Hey.
We have a very...
Like I said, we need to be subtracting points every time they miss a show.
That's not a bad idea.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dean,
Give
we have a
them to
very special segment that we start off all of our best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I also didn't hear a verbal confirmation from Mike just now, which is fucking horse shit.
I didn't want to overstep.
Okay.
I've never been in a third seat before. I don't know what to do.
There you go. What do you
Let's
do?
say
with
the
my
third
hands?
seat makes it a tricycle, Mike.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Fourth-
Ben. You're immune from any criticism, Ben, because you
Devil's
have real
three-way.
work to do.
He said he had work to do.
Yeah, he's doing the real work.
Is he though?
But anybody could.
Although
say
I
that.
love, hang on, I love how he's like, guys, I can't make it. I have work, but also I picked up a Hot Toys Predator on the way there. I'm like, okay, so if you didn't, I don't know how the time works in Canada. If it's a leap year,
Also,
like, if
he's
you didn't
on
get
his
the figure,
phone
It's
to
July
comment, watch
driving.
a stream.
no, that's fine. We need the views. Honestly, we do need the views, Ben. If you,
I know, I
have
just find it
devices,
funny.
Run those numbers up.
So
baby.
busy at work, but he could watch a stream and comment on it.
No, he's driving. Who hasn't?
That's
You know what I'm saying?
even worse.
Who hasn't?
That's
What you just put it on the you put it on the you have a thing, right? You can the thing, so I don't pay.
Yeah, but you gotta type a comment.
No, hang on. Okay, that is true. I'm not gonna I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
I'm
a
not
point for
saying
that.
you can't just put the audio on.
No, here we go. I'm gonna put you all on game real quick. All right. I'm an employee of YouTube and I'm telling you this, okay? I'm not paying for YouTube Red. I'm not paying $9.99 a month when they're taking fucking $80 a month from me. Here's what you do. If you have an iPhone, you play the video, right? And then you have like that thing where you can put the window small on your screen so you could do other things. All right, so it's playing, right?
It's
And then
on every video, by the way, but yeah.
Well, for the most part, I think kids' videos, which I don't watch those. But anyways, so you drag it, goes to the little mini thing, then take your phone, go to the top right of the screen, drag down, and then it'll pause the video, but it'll be on the lock screen, and then you can press play and lock your phone, and it'll play on the lock screen the video.
Wow.
But I watch a lot of videos that, like, I guess I could use the audio or the visual. But sometimes on a walk, I'm at the gym, whatever. I just want to hear the video. I do it all the time. I do it to go to sleep. It's amazing.
I do that all the time as well, because I'll catch some of the other shows, like Dean on Friday or Let's Get Nuts. I'll watch them the next day, and I'll just put them in my ear while I'm doing other things. But it's nice and convenient till you get hit with all those ads every 5 minutes, and then you can't skip it without then unlocking your screen to do it. So
look at this.
I'm too poor to pay for premium, so
we got wow, dude, StreamYard is not optimized today.
It's being all shitty today.
I literally just okay, there we go. We got Mario in the chat. What's up, Mario? And Ben said that was at 5 p.m. The site kickoff was at 7. I'm driving home, you sluts. Tim Harvey, there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, Ben's got the big bucks. He's got YouTube Premium. We can't afford that. Did we play the new this week segment? I don't even know.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we said new this week, but
okay, there we go. I can't afford YouTube Premium. I gotta start a GoFundMe. Dean, what'd you get into this week?
Yeah, so starting off strong, I got Elden Ring Night Rain. Holy shit, it is not for the faint of heart. If you thought Elden Ring was hard, this game's really fucking hard. Because in the base game, Elden Ring, you could level up and get better weapons and, go through the story. This game operates a lot like Fortnite, where you drop into the worlds with just your, in Fortnite, you don't drop in with any weapons. You have to find them. And this one, you get starting weapons, but every single time you drop in, you're level 0.
It's a,
and every fifth,
like because Fortnite's, I know it's not a shooter, right? It's like third person combat.
Yeah. So you're fighting the enemies of the game, of the Elden Ring game. And you land on the map, and there's a storm that rolls in every 15 minutes. It shrinks. Well, it shrinks every few minutes, but you get to the end every 15 minutes. And there's a 3-day cycle.
Oh, in the game.
So at the end of,
What?
Are you interrupting me, or what's happening?
Yes, I was telling a dick joke, but
how dare you? So at the end of each night, you have to fight like a main boss.
Of real-time night or in-game nights?
In-game night. So and night is every 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So the circle shrinks, and then at the end of that 15 minutes, you fight a boss. And dear Lord, are they hard. I haven't been... the first Night Lord, which is the first boss at the end of the 3 nights, I haven't been able to beat it, and there's 8 of them. So... It's hard as shit, dude. It's really hard.
So you said you reset every time that you play the game. So it's not like, I think in Fortnite you can level up, right? This doesn't do that.
Well, Fortnite doesn't have levels, but yeah, you can level up during the match.
Yeah, and then after the match, then you're back to level 0.
You're back to level 0, yeah.
Is it pretty, I never played Elden Ring, but is this a game that someone who hadn't played could jump in and play, or is it not?
I wouldn't recommend it. You're going to be miserable. Because, like I said, Elden Ring is very difficult, but you could curb the difficulty by leveling and getting better weapons. Yep. This one, you have to find the weapons, but you have to, kill all the monsters at level 0. It's fucking tough, dude.
Now you're against
I'm having a good
players.
Time,
you're against the other players, or is it cooperative?
No. It's cooperative. So teams of 3. There are instances where you could technically fight other players, but they're if you die fighting a boss, then your ghost will attack someone else. So it's not really you playing other players.
Yeah.
So if you die with a stacked character, those other players could run into your stacked character, essentially.
I see. I wanted to give a shout out to Ben again. He's listening on the night shift right now over in I guess the King's Country now. He was able to find me a Pokemon Deoxys figure, so I'm working on it's got to go from one place to another, and then those figures that him and Ian found are going to come to America. So appreciate that. Really do. He had commented on one of our videos like, "Oh yeah, I'll check," and sure enough,
dude, you love
Johnny
that. What a
spotted.
community coming together.
What a
beautiful story.
And we're gonna share more beautiful stories, and we're gonna need more help from the community later. So stay tuned for that. Dean, you also obviously had the big pile of loot yesterday. If you guys want to check that out, please.
Yeah,
do.
if you want to check out the pile of loot, go watch that. I got a lot of shit new this week. And then this one, HM Creation is the company, but they did a Beast Gohan head, which was only like $40, which is great because I already had base Gohan. And I was like, I don't want to spend, I think Beast Gohan officially from Figure Arts is like an $80 figure. And I was like, I don't want to spend $80 on, essentially it's just a head. I think his pants are ripped if you get the Beast Gohan. And I was like, I'm not paying $80 for ripped pants in the head. So I pre-ordered this like last year sometime and it finally came out. So very cool. Came in this little box, HM004. There's like a clear version and like they're like different versions. I just got the regular version, silver or gray. It's not really silver. But that was cool to set up my Gohan. What's up, Mike?
I was just wondering, would I get kicked off the show if I admitted that I don't know what the fuck a Gohan is?
Actually, you might, because that's actually a crazy ass sentence.
I mean, remember, he's old. He's an old guy.
Yeah.
Fucking Dragon Ball
This is
Z
from that
debuted in like the fucking 80s.
This is that Dragon Ball P show you guys are always talking about?
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dragon Ball P is on YouTube. It's not the same.
Wait, what is Dragon Ball P, bro?
You've never seen Dragon Ball P? Oh
like
my
Dragon
god,
Ball?
it's hilarious. You probably have. You probably just don't know that's what it's called. But it's like, get off my planet, Virginia.
Pee on your face. Wait, you talking about abridged?
No, that's Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I would have said that.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was called.
Dragon Ball P is like, well, I can't even quote it because it's so fucking ridiculous. But
damn, I almost thought that was a nasty setup, bro. You would have gotten me a hook, line, and sinker, bro. Damn, that'd have been crazy. Look at this. Badfish live from the Jerker also doesn't have his headphones selected.
Whoa, Badfish is here?
He put the Jerker on the moon?
Hey, I checked my headphones.
Well, let's try that again. Try it again. Please don't touch any of the settings, by the way. Most infuriating thing ever was I'm dialing people in and they're clicking all the buttons in the behind the scenes, and I'm like, please God.
All I did before I came in.
There we go. You're
was
good.
Check my
You're
mic,
good.
and that was it.
He's jerking. Brenton,
Oh,
what's up, buddy?
Fucking yeah.
There we
What up,
go.
boys? What up?
What's up? Thanks, Badfish, for coming to the rescue.
Our Canadian savior.
Oh, is this new this week? I have one. Let me grab it.
Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. It's Mike's turn.
Zach, I sent you Dragon Ball
No.
P.
I'll let him finish. I'll go last.
Well, I'll go last typically, but okay. Mike, what'd you get?
Yeah, all right. So I got a couple troopers in this week, both which I missed when they were released. Commander Scorch I did not get because, like Dean and I think a few others, didn't expect them to actually release the entire Republic Commando squad. So I passed on it, but since it looks like they're doing it, I managed to get on the, PO boss. So I started looking for Scorch, managed to track him down at retail. Amazing enough, I was pretty happy about that because he seemed to go up quite a bit. So yeah, it looks great. The other one I picked up, Scout Trooper. Again, came up for PO. I did not get him because it was came up at the time where every trooper available has been sitting on Sideshow at like 30% off. So I figured I would just wait it out and get him on discount. And then sure enough, went waitlisted and I missed it. But was able to also get a hell of a deal on that one through the buy-sell trade. So pretty good week. Happy with both of those. And obviously, as you see, front and center, new Star Wars plaque from Mike's Adventure World.
Wow. There you go.
Get yours now.
Nice.
What do those run, Mike?
Probably $12-15. I didn't actually price it out. I just printed it.
Oh, okay. Nice. Very cool. Badfish, what'd you get?
I'll just say I love to see all the troopers. I'm obsessed myself. But anyways, today I had to get Maggie and Marge.
Oh, nice.
So I got Homer and Bart, and Lisa's still decent on Amazon, but this was freaking $65 on Amazon. So when I saw this at the store, I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab it. But I just
That's
want to finish
scalper
the
price,
family.
right?
Yeah, crazy.
Okay,
but I
was
just want to
like,
finish
holy
the family,
Jesus.
and that's it. So I don't
It's-
need
oh,
Mo and all that.
Was that from a certain set? I missed it when you had it up there, Badfish.
It's
Well,
Jack's
space was
made
consuming
them.
it.
Jack's
Yeah.
Pacific.
Okay.
And it's their 5-inch series.
Yeah. Nice. Very
They
cool.
all look like this, yeah.
I got my dad the Homer one.
Yeah. There's a Homer in this one with he's got the baseball outfit. Then you got Milhouse and Lenny. So
Hell
cool
yeah.
stuff, but yeah, I don't need all those characters.
There you go. Let's see here. Boys, I secured the fucking bag, baby. I did it.
Is this a go on?
Okay, Mike, you're a fucking. I'm
That was a
even
good
gonna
one.
say
Now
a
you're
nasty
kicked
word.
out. Now you're
That was
kicked
a
out.
nasty word to Mike. Nastiest word. Let's see. I need to. Oh my god. Okay, StreamYard is glitching right now. It's not letting me put. I don't know. I can't get Dean back to number 2, but we're just gonna go with it. I secured some Laboos for the family. Vivi adores these things, and so we picked up one for me, one for Victoria, one for Vivi. Show them off in the vlogs, and it's just kind of a fun little thing.
Whoa.
And hang on, I noticed Hot Toys is making their own version of these. They have the little string on the top and the ring, and then they also have their Ewoks. But they're basically exactly like this, but they're Ewoks.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think I saw those. Oh
Yeah.
shit, we got Brenton
Okay.
in the chat. What up?
Zach,
Go ahead, Dean.
you accessorize yours. Why don't you show
I
everybody
did,
how
yeah.
cute it is?
Look at this. I want to introduce everyone to my son Lenny.
Jesus Christ.
He's got. They say dripping like a faucet is what the kids might say these days.
Yeah.
I 3D printed some glasses for him.
They wouldn't call him a beverage of some kinds.
Look at that.
And I've heard there were.
Now, I will say
outfits.
this
How
was
did
not
you
my
get the
f-
outfits.
this on Amazon. I would say this is not my first choice outfit. I actually bought him a dinosaur outfit, but Vivi saw that and immediately stole it.
The hell?
I know.
Moose
She
says
wanted
it
for
looks
her
like
character.
me.
He's got those big dreamy eyes.
That's true.
That's probably what it
that is true.
So again, with the risk of getting kicked off the show,
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
What
please.
is this thing from? I don't know what this is either.
So
is this a?
this is here we go. Manny Fresh with the super chat. I'm gonna answer your question in 1 second, Mike. Let me play my
Go
button here. What's up, guys? I'm at work. I actually did answer this question, by the way. To be clear, I don't want you to feel like you have to super chat. What's better to get autographed, Artisan Light Side or Japan exclusive Artisan Dark Side? Both are limited. I said it might be better to do the Dark Side. I think that one a lot of people are clamoring for more, and I think if you want to, I don't really know how much autographing adds value, like if you're selling on the resale market, but I think that's my personal choice. I'm curious what you guys think as well.
I could argue both, to be honest. So I feel like no matter which one you pick, it's good.
It's a W.
Because like Darkseid Anakin is so iconic, then he's only Darkseid Anakin for a little bit, and he's obviously Lightside Anakin a lot more. So
Yeah.
I feel like either one is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong either. I would probably lean towards the dark side because I think it's just value wise, it's a little more limited, being that Japan exclusive at least for now. I think the real question though is where do you get it autographed? Do you get the box autographed?
That's a great question, Mike.
Base?
Yeah, Moose, my Artisan Anakin is getting charged as well. Yeah, if it's me personally for my collection, I would do the base. Yeah, I know, Mario, I know. Because obviously, like, the box is going to go in the closet or in storage. Yeah, I would say the base would make the most sense.
It's also easier to just bring the base to get signed.
That's not an insignificant point, Badfish, especially if you're in line for a long time.
I've never thought about. I was like, oh, people bring these crazy things to get signed, but sometimes you just bring the one piece, and it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, Mario. First off, how dare you? Second off, I'm gonna play this because this is actually the very first meme, and it's from you.
Do your homework.
There we go.
Because
so
we didn't call it Darth Vader.
Let's circle back to the Labubu. So Mike, you're saying where are these from? I think it's a company called Pop Mart, and they make various types of blind box vinyl figures like this. And I believe these are from an artist, and then they've kind of made variations. I don't know for sure. I think, and this is just pure speculation. I think that they're like, when I see them, it reminds me of Where the Wild Things Are, and that was one of my favorite books as a kid, and it kind of brings me back to that. And like, I know it's silly, like, I get it, but I think if you're saying like, oh well, that's silly, it's like, I mean, we all dressed a 1/6 scale doll body as well, so like the jump from that to this, I think, isn't really as far fetched as some people might make it seem. But I'm having fun. It's something to do with my daughter. She's 8, and so like for her, this is like what all the 8-year-old kids are buying, and for us, if it's something we can all do as a family and have fun and do all that, I think that's not too bad.
Well, but, you just took all the fun out of it that I was gonna have for shitting on you.
No, please shit on it. Please,
no,
I insist.
No.
I insist. But when your daughter's looking for one, I'm not gonna help her. So you fucking.
Listen, 100%. You sold me. I'm gonna see if she wants one.
Dude, it's yeah. So there's card shops. We had went on Saturday to try, or Sunday. We went on Sunday to try to find them. We couldn't find them, and I found this lady on Facebook Marketplace that had them for a relatively good price compared to what they go for for other people that were selling them. And I think the tough part is like there's replica versions that look pretty good, but with these they have a pretty sophisticated like authentication where there's like a little scratch off on the box, and you could take that code and then input it, and it tells you if it's a legitimate code, and then also how many times that code has been scanned in. So the ones that we bought, they all verified. But yeah, it's pretty good and pretty happy with it.
It reminds me of the Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies.
TY
I think
Baby,
they might eventually end up being like that. Yeah, I think they might.
Which they're like better than Fugglers, because goddamn, I hated those things.
Yeah.
These are at least kind of cute.
Reminds him of Monchichis. I have to look that. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
that's a good call.
Yeah.
I think I know what he's talking about. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah, there you go.
Tapped into my childhood.
I like it though. Look, I mean, they're pretty high quality. Like, it's got good paint. It's got good, detail, as they say. And yeah, Vivi's been taking this little her version everywhere, and she brought Victoria's and hers to school today, and she was like, Dad, can I please let my friend play with the second one? We can play together, play dolls together. And I'm like, all right, but like, at the same time, I'm like, don't let her take it home, because it's kind of crazy how these things are. Like, people are like stealing them off people's bags, and like fucking breaking into cars. And I think Dean was saying, I haven't seen this on TikTok, but Dean was saying like in the malls, like when the stores get them in stock, people are like getting into accidents in the parking lot trying to like
there's
run into
crazy
the store.
Videos, people literally like jumping curves to get down the parking lot faster and like cut the traffic.
Yeah, so these retail, depending on the version you're getting, $15 to $25, and then the aftermarket anywhere from $35 to $60. But to get them off like the drop, it's pretty difficult. And I know people that have been trying for like weeks and they haven't had any luck. So for me, it's like time is money. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to win a lottery, because the way you do it is you go on the website and you scroll through like digital boxes, and you have to find ones that aren't claimed yet. And then it adds it to your cart, and then it tells you which blind box you'll get, and then you can obviously rip the tag off when you get it to give
That's
somebody else.
crazy.
It's pretty intricate, and I know people that have been trying like for hours a day for weeks, and they haven't gotten them. So.
Sacha should do that with Artisan figures.
Dude, that would actually be pretty cool. It's actually pretty neat, to be honest.
I'd join in that. That sounds like fun.
I want to sit on my ass in the queue, all right?
I would do that
when I get there.
I would do that for something like worth it, but for like a $25 thing, like, I'm not doing that.
It would be kind of cool to do for like those magnets, right? Because those are blind box. But then Hot Toys would have to have a way to know which are which. Let me see if I can find a video of how that works. It's actually pretty neat. Let's see here. Can I mute this?
It reminds me of Black Friday. It's
so the way that you do it, check this out. So you scroll, and as you scroll their boxes, Dean, check this out. And so you're looking for ones that aren't claimed yet. And then when you find one, you click it and then you buy it. And then it'll, if you want, it will tell you which it is. But you're basically just scrolling through like thousands of these boxes when they drop them. And it's pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, yeah, there's that.
How much are they each? $27?
They go for about $15 to $25. I think the Coca-Cola ones are like really expensive. I think because of the branding, but the regular ones are.
Yeah, that one was $27.99. It said on that video there.
That might have been Canadian because I don't think they're that expensive.
Either way,
they could be.
They're interesting, but yeah, I'm glad my kid doesn't want them right now. He's not even 3 yet, so he will be soon.
Yeah.
Look, that one's $30. It's a McDonald's one.
That might be a fake. What does the description say? Does it say Lafufu? Like F-U-F-U?
Got a knockoff.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with knockoffs.
Brand new in box.
Send it to me, please. I actually picked up a few of the fake ones. I picked up a few of the fake ones to see the quality difference. Because Vivi's like, can I get one for my friend? Can I get one for this friend? I'm like, fuck, you're gonna get me out of house and home. So, she's having a birthday party. I think it might be cool to give them to her friends. So I bought a few of the fake ones. So we'll see what the quality's like. See if it's
What
acceptable.
are these things called again?
Laboos.
Laboos. Okay.
And he's Lenny, by the way. Put some respect on his name.
Okay. Well, you changed his name.
Well, no, his name has always been Lenny. What the hell?
You said from the factory he had a different name, though.
Oh, his name was Soybean or something like that.
58 Canadian?
Wow.
God damn.
Yeah.
58? Yeah,
well,
no.
I think that's the
not.
color he is. Because some of them was like green mocha. What is it called? Matcha? Something like that. Mochi, thank you.
Mochi.
Aren't they macaroons? Like it said something about macaroons.
Yeah, so macaroons is the set. So
macarons,
yeah, that's the set. So there's 3 different sets right now, and then there's like kind of like what Dean was showing. There's like a few that are branded like the Coke ones, or in the vlog I was like, but anyways, let's move on. I think we've all wet our whistle here. If you want to become a channel member, scan that QR code there. Or click the link in the chat. We got membership starting at 99 cents for Patreon members, $2.99 if you're not. You get loyalty badges, custom chat emojis, and shoutouts. Did they cause baby? Dean, the show where we ask and sometimes answer, did they cause baby? We're also doing some fun games with points here. The host can spend 5 points to have us rewind back to a figure or topic for more discussion. 4 points to force another host into the hot seat to defend or clarify a hot take. 3 points to cut the line, jump the order on a figure or topic, and 2 points to throw the flag. If you want to correct something that someone has said, or just for the memes, I think we also agreed today that if someone just said something funny you want to go back on, we can do that as well. We are starting with the photos by Hot Toys of the upgraded body and refined armor on the MMS 816/817 Predator. Dean, I gotta hand it to certain people. I have to hand it to certain people, and it pains me to say this, Dean. But honestly, I think Daniel kind of cooked on his post. I gotta say it. I certainly think this needs to be taller. The Predator in the movie was fucking massive. I think the dude that played him was like 7'2", and I don't have the post because I'm blocked.
Bridges are being built, though.
I tried to friend him, but then he blocked me again. So, anyways, I think it does need to be taller for sure. However, I still think it looks pretty fucking good. Yeah, it needs to be much taller. But here's a comparison. And it's funny because, Mike, I think you were saying like, oh, it's nice that they didn't do here's the old shitty one, here's the new one photos. And then sure enough, we end the show and they basically posted them right away. So yeah, crazy work by Hot Toys.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Ben about this. They're comparing this to MMS 162, But they should be comparing it to MMS 90. They're technically the same character, but if you're doing like a 2.0, I feel like that's a better comparison. Because MMS 90 was the first jungle predator that came out.
I think the reason why, let me double check, but I think the MS 90, they called those like model kits where it wasn't, you had to sort of like assemble the figure out of the box. Maybe that's why.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, maybe.
But
not.
I'm like,
It says MMS 90 and it's assembled in the box. Maybe not. I don't know. Although for 3.0s, do they ever compare all the versions, or do they just compare the most recent? That could also be perhaps why.
I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting because the 162 has a more similar body to this one, which I think might be why they're doing it. But the first official release is MMS 90. So I don't know why they're not comparing it. Because again, that would be a much better, like, look how much better this is. Because like looking at these two side by side, they're not vastly different. But if you look at MMS 90, you're like, holy shit, this thing's a huge improvement.
Do you think that would be misleading?
No, because if you're calling this Predator 2.0, this is the first one you did.
Correct.
So what's
but I guess shouldn't this be 3.0 then, right?
I would call it 3.0.
Yeah.
Because this one is Predator, and then MMS, whatever that one was, is Predator's Jungle Predator.
Oh, that's so it's different, though. Hang on. Well, what is the MMS they're comparing? 162?
Because it's the same character, it's just a different movie.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not Predators. It's not from Predators.
Hang on. Let me. So, in the MMS 162 is not the same individual character as. I want to make sure I'm wording this correctly. The Jungle Predator that fights Arnold is not the same Jungle Predator in the movie Predators.
Okay, then why are they showing 162 then?
I think you're making a very good point, and I'm going to give you points for that. But in the movie, if you recall, there's like different clans of predators, and the classic predator is the clan of predator that the jungle hunter was from. But yes, you're making an excellent point, and I'm gonna give you points for that.
Ben brought it up, so
lost.
But he's not here, so I'll take the points. Fuck him.
Wow. How dare you? He's driving. I'm gonna give both of you a few points. That's an excellent point. I think the only thing I would say, though, for me, I feel like it would be a bit disingenuous to show your earliest version compared to your newest versus your most recent to your newest. I think the comparison would be more stark the way you're saying it, but I could see people saying that it's, I could see the complaints.
What up, Ben?
And I will say, though, the MMS 162 is an excellent figure. I own that.
It's great
as well. It's an amazing figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would, not to interrupt you, Dean, if you weren't finished, so forgive me, but I would almost counter argue that and say, I think it makes more sense that they compared this one because this one, forget the names, throw the names out for a second. This one closely resembles what they're 2.0ing, right, versus that first one. And I think it makes more impact to show, how much better this one is in comparison to their latest, not their first. Right, because obviously we would expect it to be way better than MMS 90, and obviously this is still a big jump too. But I wouldn't want them comparing so far back because then it'd be like, well, then what about all the upgrades you made to the middle one?
Yeah, to that point, I think Mike has onto something because the DX19 was compared to the DX12, and then the DX Armory, the new one that just came out or that's coming out, was compared to the DX19. Neither of those were compared to the earliest DXs where they were that same style of the second and third movie suit. MMS 90. Yeah, I thought I brought it up. I'm sorry. Let me bring it up again.
You did.
So this is the MMS 90 that Dean's talking about, which is the Predator Jungle Hunter from the first Predator, also by Hot Toys. I thought this was the model kit, but I assume I'm mistaken because there's pictures of it in the box with the wraps on.
What year is this one?
2009.
Wow.
According to the copyright.
Jeez, that's what.
And it honestly doesn't look like a bad figure.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
in
it
fact,
comes
the
with
nice
the
thing about this one is that
skull.
it has the torso articulation that the
Yeah.
162 doesn't.
I've watched
this one had a weird body though.
Yeah, I watched a comparison video of these two, 162 and this one, and I mean, I still think it holds up. I think this is a fine figure. Obviously, the other one's better, and this one is seemingly better than even that one. But I don't think this is a bad figure by any stretch. But I just, again, if it's a different Predator,
I think you're
then
right. 100%
why are you
right.
comparing it?
I think you're 100%.
I think the bodies are much like look at this body, right? Like they're
Right.
much.
Yeah,
more
these are definitely
comparable.
closer
They're just-
together.
That's why I think they're comparing them. Yeah.
But again, it's like, okay, so if it's not the same Predator, why are you comparing it? And if it is, then why is it this 3.0? So all
tell
of
you,
this is fucking weird.
As the layman, I thought these were the same. These aren't the same guys.
I thought they
162
were
and
too.
816?
Was
I
that the
have to
thing that
rewatch.
that's a different
I have to
Predator?
rewatch Predator, but
And is it just because of the bones that he
well,
has around his neck?
let me
and
let me
his
say
chest?
let me hang on. Let me say this to be clear. There is a Jungle Clan Predator in Predators. That Jungle Clan Predator, I do not believe, is the same one that Arnold fights.
Okay,
Because
so
hang on. In Predators, it's in the future because they reference that fight, and obviously
but-
we know Arnold killed that Predator.
MMS 162 is called Classic Predator. So it is the same
Yes.
Predator as Predator 1.
Well, hang on. So let me clarify what I'm trying to clarify. So there is a Jungle Clan Predator in Predators. It's not the same individual that fought Arnold. I think this figure is branded Predators, but it is attempting to be the Jungle Hunter from the first
Correct.
movie.
Yes.
Does
that's
that
why
make
they
sense
call
what
it
I'm saying?
classic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
100%.
Yeah,
But
the
it's-
box
it's-
definitely does say Predators,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. The clan that they're referencing, I don't think they made the exact Jungle Clan Predator because he was like chained up on a tree or something, and then he fought the what do they call the Berserker Predator. The new Predator, no. So Charlie, the new Predator, I'm saying that word quite a bit. It has an optional helmet, but it's a post-production. Thank you, concept art. It's not the Predator 2 helmet.
Well,
and
it's
also,
even-
there's a lot of
it's
a lot
more
of
so
differences.
than art. It was actually made, but it was not used in the film.
Thank you for that correction. It's a very confusing. Now, I will say, if you get the MMS 162 for a good price, I think it's a great figure. In fact, that's one of my biggest regrets.
It
Selling
doesn't look
figure.
that
It was
different.
really good. It's really good. I think
Yeah,
the
it
only
was
thing
a
it's
s-
missing is the bones on the chest. And then someone was saying the hose was different, and some of the armor's just a little
It's not,
different. But
though.
it's
It
pretty
comes with
close.
the bones.
No, it
Does
doesn't.
it?
I'm looking at it right here. This
not
is
Predators.
yeah.
The classic, I have it. It doesn't.
Mine didn't come with it.
This guy's showing it with the bones.
That's twice
A
you
lot
believe
of
the internet.
a lot of
tonight.
crazy
you were
work.
wrong.
Okay, a lot of people, Dean, were reselling bones and masks
Yeah.
to add to that version to make it more accurate to the original film. Let me see if I can pull it up on Sideshow's website.
Which one on the website?
162.
MMS 162.
I have, I think, 90. I just was trying to find it actually.
Even the
162.
promo shots have the skulls.
I just put 90 in the chat, I think, but
Just for what it's worth, we have seen them use accessories that don't come with a figure in those photos, but on the pre-order photos
Oh yeah, they're
for that figure, they're not on the base or on the figure. And mine, for the record, did not come with them. Though I got mine loose, but it was
Mine's
supposedly
sitting
loose
right
complete.
back there. It did not come with it.
Let's look. Let's look at the solicitation photos.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Dude, this figure was fucking
No
awesome.
bones.
That hologram effect was really neat.
yeah, this just said it's from Predators with an S.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, and you can
That's,
see the.
that's the line it was released under, but this is supposed to be the one from the first.
Well, I don't know, because in
Interesting.
in the movie it shows the hologram, right? So why would this figure show the hologram?
It says from the Predators movie on Sideshow's thing.
Yeah, I think they bastardized it and threw a bunch of shit in.
Or was it
it's
like
kinda-
nostalgia, like remember
Yeah.
berries? Like, here we go. We got Bendito in the chat.
What's up, boys?
What's
Oh,
up,
so
Ben?
you give him
Happy
points and he
belated
shows
birthday.
up.
Happy belated birthday.
That's
It's Ben's
crazy.
birthday this weekend.
Thanks, boys. Thanks, boys.
I don't. Maybe it was the character in the movie, but also like remember berries. Like, oh, like it's the same helmet because it's the same clan, but we're gonna. I don't know, because I don't remember him ever doing this shit in the fucking Predator 1, right? That's from the movie. Remember when he's programming the spaceship for the chick, or for the? I don't remember who it was. The dude, the chick. I don't remember. We spent too long on this.
Is this the one with Morpheus?
Yes, yes. Then they actually have a figure of that, and it's a really beautiful figure. Look at Ben just got. Look at.
I just bought.
I've seen that one.
Woo! 162.
Oh,
Look how
nice.
damaged this fucking box is.
Ben, how much did you get it for?
$200. $200.
What is that
Canadian.
in greenbacks?
So that's like
160.
160.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
That's a really good price.
And honestly, the reason I did it is because it's so freaking similar to at least the current like one that's been shown, right? That I'm like, screw it. They're probably going to end up updating the body and all that, but it does.
I think
look
you'll
like
be
a
able to
different
enjoy it for a year plus.
100%. It does look like it's a different color on the mask. It doesn't come with the bones. The height is definitely wrong. Like there is things that I think Hot Toys may still improve that 2.0 or 3.0 like you guys were saying, but I was like, honestly, for the price, I was like, I'm going to pick it up because when I get the new one, I really want to do this, right? I want to be able to actually compare it and see just how different, the ultimate, the final version of this new one comes out. Because like it is wild to me that there is almost just under 700 MMS numbers between these two figures standing in front of us, and yet if you took those MMS numbers away, you'd be hard pressed to say really which one is the updated one, unless you have a really good critical eye.
I could
for Predator. So the bones would give it away, and the body a little thick. But
someone ban Moose right now, please. How dare you spend too much time on Lenny? Thank you for capitalizing his name. Put some respect on it.
I did hear people. This is my new this week as well.
I was just say I did hear people talking that say supposedly took this off display at Secret Base.
They did,
so
yeah.
Maybe that's a good sign that they are going to change the body more, because it's definitely not big enough.
There's been a number of times where they've done that, and then it's like on display the next day with no changes.
Yeah, sure.
So I wouldn't. And it, like we've said in the past, like those figures on display are fucking scotch taped together sometimes. Yeah. So,
It had also sounded like they took it off display and then later that day posted this photo. So I also wonder if they just took it off so that they could
take the photo.
This particular comparison.
That's a Ben. That's a good fucking point. I'm not gonna play the point button sound because it's really loud, but I'm gonna.
I need some extra points. Dean told me he doesn't care about me and my points, so I heard you, Dean. I
I
was getting out of the car when you were talking shit. I hate to see it. I ran inside. I haven't even made a protein
Please God,
shake. Hate to see
spin these points tonight, boys. Let's. Yeah, that's what Clinton says. I heard they took it off for display for photos and put it back, which is funny because Mike was like, "Dude, they didn't do that fucking thing," and then sure enough,
yeah, they were watching.
They were. Howard hit me up. Hot Toys, Yelena Belova, $270, releasing April to September 2026. I honestly could not care less about this figure or this movie. I will say though, I actually really like the hair sculpt. I think the portrait looks a bit fuller than the actress. I actually don't hate this character. And I'll probably watch it on Disney Plus.
Zach says that because he hates everything else.
No. I there's actually a lot of stuff I really like in this show. But yes, I do. Except for my sweet son Lenny. But I think what everyone wants to see is what is it, Sentry / the Void character. So we'll see if we get those. But yeah, I liked her in Black Widow too. I think it's interesting that this figure, I think it's like $5 cheaper than that old figure. But yeah, I have a lot of great things to say about it, but I'm sure people are real excited for it. I will say I'm glad we didn't get an Artisan version for this because I feel like not everything needs one. So that's my take.
That's a fair statement. I don't know if I'm sold by this face sculpt. I don't know what she's too pouty. Like, I don't know what you call the little dimple above the upper lip. Like it's too deep. I don't know what it is.
It is really.
I don't
deep,
like this
you
head
say that.
sculpt.
There's no such thing as being too deep.
Um,
I've
Nasty
tested it.
boy. Ben can confirm.
Wow.
He's busted.
My God.
One could be so lucky.
You've ruined my mood. I'm done talking about this.
Hate to say
That's
it.
not Cos Baby. That's all I'm gonna say.
Trevor Weed
This
says
was
the more I
Cos
look
Baby.
at it, the more I like this Yelena, so I got her. DJ said to get it because Florence Pugh, but her suit is so boring. And Ron says bring on a U.S. agent. Charlie says her lips are too full and juicy. Dean.
I didn't say that. I just said there's something about the, like, I just don't see Florence Pugh. I see Lawrence P.U. You know what I mean? Like,
That's Lawrence Ew.
yeah. But I think like
She
objectively,
looks kind of
it's
squatty,
it's
like,
cool.
like that, you know.
And the part of the no
Someone
neck
just-
crew.
Dude, I actually have to get this figure now.
Why is Badfish on top of Dean right now, by the way?
So
Yeah.
Ben, just
'Cause
so
I'm
you know,
in
Ben, we
space.
can no longer move this orientation anymore.
What? Actually?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding at all.
It's giving an error, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
That is the
I wish
dumbest
I could.
limitation
It
I've
says
had.
we are currently experiencing issues with the swapping of streams. This feature has been temporarily disabled. We apologize for any inconvenience. So just
wild.
whatever order, we just freestyle it today, boys.
That is the wildest thing I've ever heard.
That's
So I'll give
Paying
you guys my
$50 a
quick
month
take
for
on this.
shit.
So I did see this movie. I actually really enjoyed it, way more than I expected. Obviously, they're a bit of a ragtag bunch. They certainly don't have much in the way of like superpowers going on with their group, but I really liked the emphasis around like mental health and mental health struggles and kind of what it means to be in the position of kind of this mercenary style character that she has kind of fitted herself into, especially after the death of Natasha, right? And I think like she plays it amazingly. I love her wit. I love her sense of humor. That's actually something that I feel like this sculpt misses on a little bit, is that like she looks a little bored, whereas in the film and honestly all of the times we've seen her, she is sassy. She's got some wit to her. She's joking around. Like she has more fun than this sculpt gives her credit for. So that's a little bit of a criticism. If you're looking for a good price point, I think this one came in at a really good price point. I believe it was like $265 or $270. And you see it here with this like slide, right? I mean, you're not really getting very much. Like they even highlighted the boots as an accessory at this point. Like there's just not a lot there. So obviously if you'd wanted an additional head sculpt or a different faceplate or something along those lines, that would have amped up the cost. And I think for a character that not everybody needs, that's one of the reasons they went with this. And this is a very safe display looking figure, so I think that's okay. In terms of the bunch though, right, all the Thunderbolts, in their initial solicitation, they didn't even show in there the discount Captain America or whatever US agent, right? And he was honestly a standout role, in my opinion, in the film. Like, so I would hate to see them go through the whole team and not give us US Agent. On the other hand, I would also be interested in getting Yelena because she was still the standout performer in the film for me, next to her dad, Red Guardian. And honestly, I don't even know if I would display like a Thunderbolts display. I think I would actually display more of just like a Romanov family kind of setting, right? Like have Red Guardian, my Black Widow that I've got on the way, and Yelena all together, kind of the three in a display cube. So I think that could be a cool looking display. I do think Sentry, if we get it, would be a cool figure. And I didn't realize until just recently that's Bill Pullman's son, which, I mean, I loved Bill Pullman especially as a kid, today we celebrate our Independence Day, right? Like I love that actor. He's so awesome, but I did not realize Sentry was, it was his son. Or the actor that plays him. So that was cool. Little Easter egg that I figured out. But, honestly, this figure I did order. I don't have Yelena. I originally wanted the last version, from the Black Widow film, but I didn't love the likeness, especially with the blogger photos. And then when people started getting her in hand, everybody was like, this figure is awesome. She looks just like Yelena, like it actually cooks. And of course, by that point, she was gone. So I feel like this might be kind of a victim of that, of like, it's pretty damn close. Once you have it in hand, it's going to be a great representation. Again, the only other thing that I would have loved to see, if maybe not a additional like faceplate or expression, would have been a swappable hairpiece. Because in the film, her hairstyle changes a little bit throughout the film. At points, she has kind of this down look, and then at points, she has it kind of swooped back through the center, which is also a really badass and sexy look for her. So I'm like, oh man, like that would have been cool to have a swap out piece similar to what we had with, like John Wick or whatever. But I think for the price point for what you get here, I think this is a good value. So
thank you, Patrick, for
stuff.
reminding me. Oh my God, how could I forget, bro? How could I fucking forget? Ben, that was an excellent take, by the way. Anyone else have
never
a take
quick
on
though, Badfish. Never quick.
Yelena?
Don't worry about it.
I couldn't help myself.
Just briefly here, I mentioned that Hot Toys is doing their own type of these things with like the little.
Oh God,
ring
it's
and the
moving.
Yeah, this is a weird video. Also a weird video. This isn't even on the show. I needed to poop on this for a little bit. But Hot Toys doing
so
the in-art how to style your hair video.
Wait. Wait.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. It's like, thanks? That did nothing, bro. That literally did nothing, bro.
They're just taunting in art with that.
And of course, this was my contribution to that.
Need you to find the differences. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. Intel has told us there are at least 7.
Okay, I already see one. Give me. Okay.
They're the same picture.
They didn't even change anything, bro. What the heck?
The curls are curled together.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Thank you, Patrick, for reminding me of that goofy ass video
Yeah.
that you put up.
Good shit.
Also, just back to that though, really quickly, what is that going to do for resale value of Artisan figures? If everybody has to
you gotta
futz the
rewind.
hair
You gotta
so
spend
badly,
points to do that.
No, we're still there. No, we're still there.
What's been the
2
points?
seconds later.
What is that going to do for resale value on Artisan figures when everybody's futzed the shit out of their hair, messed it up, and now you got a $500 figure with frizzy hair that you like have to figure out how to restyle at some point? It's going to be wild. I feel like the luster is going to wear off very, very quickly on those as we have them in our collections for a while.
I will say this as well. Like, I don't know the amount of product that they put in their hair. I guess I'll experience that soon with the Artisan light setting again. But if it's anything like InArt, InArt does a ton of product. Like it's almost doesn't even feel like hair. It's like firm. And I know in the past when I was working on the Asmus Gandalf, which also had that problem. I mean, you lose a lot of hair trying to get that product out. Like a lot of hair. And obviously he had probably quite a bit more than he needed. But on some of these figures where that might not be the case, I'd be certainly concerned. I would certainly be concerned.
From every Artisan, every in-art that I've had, that's the Joker, Gandalf, and
the Joker, baby,
Aragorn. I haven't had to like. I mean, they came. Gandalf needed the most futzing because he just has so much hair, but it wasn't hard to do. Like it was simple. And then Aragorn didn't have to even touch it really, and Joker I had to do a bit of futzing because it was pretty frizzy. But once the product got wet, like once you got it wet, you know what I'm saying? Then it was really easy to work with. You know what I do. You know what I mean?
Always makes it easier.
Yeah, exactly. So that I'm looking at it now. It looks great still. And it's been up there for been posed up there for a while. So
there you go. Let's see here. This made me smile. Woof. I was so happy for this. There are problems, to be clear. The No Time to Die James Bond 007 Daniel Craig figure. This one's $260, releasing April to September 2026. I think that this figure needs a lot of work. And it almost... Dean, you've played Mario Party before where you have that thing with Bowser's face and you can kind of like almost like pinch it. It almost feels like they took Daniel Craig's face and just pinched everything in because the eyes look too close. The head's kind of like it's almost coming to a point. I do not love the portrait. And I also am really struggling to like the outfit. And I know that you, Dean, had thought that you might want a different outfit. I don't really have any qualms with the selection here. I think it's a little bit more iconic, frankly.
Yeah.
I feel very conflicted on this. Like, I know that this needs to be better, and I know that given the track record, they can make this better. And I know also that this is a limited figure, and I think for a company like Hot Toys, sorry, let me rephrase here. For a company like Hot Toys to step into a license like this, that, you know, might not have the amount of collectors that will put money behind it, like a Star Wars character or a Marvel or DC, I feel like I should support this because of that. But I just don't know, man. I don't. I'm so conflicted. Like, I want to order it to support it, but I don't want to order it because I don't think that it's as good as it could be. I will say it's also really cool. I believe that the watch is not licensed, but I appreciate that they had made some attempt to make the watch actually look like the watch in the movie. I'll show a picture of it here after we talk about the figure. But I'm conflicted. My friends that are into watches and James Bond, a lot of them are going to get this. They're not collectors of Hot Toys, but they want to get it to have on their shelf. So there's certainly a market there for this to, you know, have some translation to people outside of our hobby. But if you would have told me like 5 years ago that we would have a Hot Toys Daniel Craig, I would not believe. I would laugh at you. There's no way. And I know that there's other companies that make them. I used to own a black box Daniel Craig, and that one was pretty good.
His
I would
head
say
looks
this is
so big here.
This is certainly better. But yeah, this is. I am so conflicted about
Go
this.
back, like, yeah, I think it's this one. He looks so cross-eyed here.
Yeah, it
like
looks weird.
It's also maybe just the way they've moved the eyes, like, you know, with the.
Yeah, they're not looking the same direction for sure.
Which most
and that could be
is the case with
parallel eyes.
The way humans look most of the time, they're not exactly like. You'd be surprised.
I think the portrait looks best to me at this profile here, like this angle. Not in terms of the size, but in terms of the likeness. I think straight on, it looks a bit off.
The size is atrocious, dude. What the hell?
What is this one here, Ben?
Sorry, I was muted. It's the same sculpt, but it's JC Hong had posted it on Facebook like today or yesterday, just as like an additional look at it, because I think because so many people were ripping on the sculpt. And I will say, under this lighting, it does look better. It does look better, in my opinion.
He looks ghoulish.
I feel like the blogger photos made the eyes look super deep and weird.
Something
it looks
on
more like
those
Daniel
other
Craig
ones,
than
it's less pinched here. It's maybe something is with the lens, because we've discussed
I don't think
this
he's
before,
that
Mike.
jacked.
We've discussed
he's
this
pretty
before,
jacked,
Mike. How different
I don't
Aragorn
think so.
looks.
This is a picture of him, and like, I mean, he's muscular, but he's not fucking jacked, dude. Like, here, look at this picture here. I mean, he's really not built. I think people have like their mind's eye of his build, and it's really not that big.
It's bigger than that body, though.
Is it really?
100%.
Look at it. Look at it with where his head looks gigantic. Look how small his shoulders are. He's got no traps. Like it's not great.
People are probably thinking about when he got out of the water in Casino Royale as well. I think it was Casino
that's
Royale.
his. What is that? First
and
film
at that
or
point,
second
that
film?
was his first film, and he was younger. Obviously, he was like really wide, but not as much in this one.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't think he's
way.
that huge, to be honest. Like,
he's a very unique face to begin with, right? So
absolutely.
It's a challenging sculpt, but it definitely I don't think it looks very good either.
I don't think he's really that big of a dude in a suit.
No, he definitely slimmed down by the last one.
You know what's weird though, Mike? I would have thought that would have made his sculpt easier to achieve. You think of guys like Tarkin, right? I like how amazing they nailed the Tarkin likeness back in the day, because he's got like age lines and definition in his face and forehead wrinkles and all the shit that Daniel Craig has. And yet for some reason he still suffers from like the deep eye look from the rolling eye system. It's like It just looks off. But it's also because he's so weird looking, you also know who it is. So it's also kind of like, is it off or is it just me?
Weird
Like, it's weird. He's a strange looking dude, I think. I always thought he looked like a pit bull.
Is this an Ana de Armas too good looking, he's ugly? Because he's a very handsome man.
No,
You're saying he's not a handsome man, Mike?
I mean, no, if you put him next to Connery or Pierce Brosnan or like
that's
Jeremy
crazy,
Benthal, you know what I mean? Like any of the three.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm gonna talk on this.
That might okay, Ben. All past misgivings are forgiven. That might be the craziest thing you've ever said on this show. Forget the Cosby.
Daniel Craig's a weird looking guy. I never thought
that he's not a handsome looking guy. That dude's super good looking.
He's uncharacteristically handsome. He's like Marco says. He's like so ugly. He's good looking. It's like he's got unique features.
No. I think if you take him out of Hollywood, and he's just your neighbor. You don't think he's attractive.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't give him a second look.
Go back to the picture where he's in this.
I'm with Zach on this. This is crazy.
Time out. This is foolish, is what we're saying here, boys. This is foolish what you guys are saying. I would
agree.
Hang on. I'm putting it in the chat. We gotta vote for this. That's ridiculous.
I would agree that like Pierce Brosnan is like more traditionally handsome, but to say this guy's not handsome is insane thing to say.
I would say Pierce is probably the most handsome Bond. For sure.
I need a female perspective.
Ooh, that's tough. Really young Sean Connery, that guy's crazy handsome.
Roger Moore.
Hang on.
I never liked him.
Those dudes were.
You don't have to like him. He's still better looking than Sean Connery or this guy.
I watched
no,
Mrs.
there's no way.
Sean
Connery looks like the Twilight
Pierce Brosnan
Zone,
was
bro.
ugly, so I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Hang on.
Or she was just saying that to make me feel better, because goddamn.
Start a poll. Is Daniel Craig
Six Guns needs to settle down in the chat.
He looks like a potato wish to be human.
No. All right.
I mean, go to the picture.
Hang on. Where do we all stand? Where do we all stand on this? I'm a yes. Badfish, what are you? A yes or no?
Pull up the picture with the comparison you had where he was the actual picture so the chat can see him.
Yeah, of course.
But I would say I agree with Mike actually, because if I saw that dude walking down the street, he's not really.
Well, hang on.
Are you checking dudes out on the street?
You see this guy check out at Home Depot. You're not thinking this is a handsome fella.
Whereas you see Chris Hemsworth in line at Home Depot, you're gonna be like, "Holy fuck! I wish I looked like that guy."
No, I would say the opposite. I think if you're time out. I think if you're going the worst that Chris. Sorry, who'd you say? Chris Hemsworth or Chris?
Yeah.
Which Chris?
Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I thought you were saying Star-Lord. I was like, if you're going the worst that person has ever looked.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's pretty handsome.
Yeah, but not always. He used to be like the slob dude on. You're telling
Parks and Rec. I would argue Chris Pratt's more handsome on Parks and Rec.
You're telling
because
me
he's just himself.
This blue-eyed bandit, bro. This blue-eyed bandit, bro.
He looks
His
like
eyes,
big
bro.
old
It's like the
ears.
first time I stared at the ocean, bro.
Jesus Christ! Big old ears, that receding hairline. What is there to love?
Wow!
Wow. Okay.
Mike, look at your fucking forehead, bro.
Although his eyes are
I wouldn't say you don't have room to talk, but you got a lot of room to talk. Dude. On that forehead alone. How dare you go for his hairline?
That's a low blow. That is a low blow.
So the picture.
I will say also in Casino Royale, he looks very different than he looks in.
Yeah,
like,
someone said he
physically,
hasn't
he's
aged
really
well.
young.
I'll give you that.
The picture you showed is.
Look at this handsome guy, bro. Look at this good-looking cat. That's a good-looking dude, man.
That waiter behind him looks nicer.
I'm gonna go with.
Look at him.
I'm gonna go with Mike on
That's
this.
a bad fish back there.
I'm gonna go with Mike on this point, though. His ears could be a little smaller.
Well, he's a spy. He needs to hear everything that's going on.
Jesus.
Amazing. Oh my god.
That's a wonderful justification, actually.
Thank you. Also,
But yeah,
there's like 80 people watching. Hit that like button, guys. There's like 10 likes right now.
I think he's handsome.
I usually don't go on that, but if I may, I think he's a pretty handsome guy. I mean, I don't think you become James Bond if you're not handsome. Like, respectfully.
I don't think it's the craziest shit I've ever said, though. I think that's overstating.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
pretty
tough
crazy
nut
shit
to
on this show.
swallow.
That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. That is.
He also says Star Trek is great.
He definitely looked better in that picture you brought up, Zach, where he's in Casino Royale, obviously. So.
Okay, what does he look like today? Let me see. What does he look like today? Because it's been a while.
I mean, that picture we saw in the
Oh,
blue.
he's a good looking. That's a good looking older gentleman. Come on. You're telling me this isn't like a. You wouldn't see this man and be like, oh, it's a good looking cat. You know?
We can't see him.
I'm not saying you want to go to bed with him, but I mean, you'd be like, yeah, it's a good looking guy.
Whoa.
How old is he?
Look at Pierce Brosnan now.
He looks like
he has not aged particularly well.
Yeah, he hasn't aged that well, dude.
How old
Pierce
is Daniel
Brosnan's
Craig?
always
He's
favorite.
57. Hang on. Pierce.
He looks
I don't know how to
so
spell
different
Brosnan.
here. Holy crap.
Age. Okay, he's 72.
Pierce is 72? God damn.
Yeah, he's still acting too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just in
Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Look at that man is a handsome man. That's still 72. I hope I look like that dude at 72.
I hope I look like either of these dudes at any age. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Strong hairline too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I think he's, in my opinion, he's the most handsome Bond.
Damn, look at those liver
This is a good looking guy
dude.
too. I mean,
He needs to
Either
start
way,
drinking.
I do think like there's when it comes to the figure, it's the sculpt looks better from JC Hong's pictures, possibly just because of the lens.
he looks fucking ghoulish in those pictures.
Is this picture on? Yeah, the lighting, but the actual the proportions of the face, his eyes aren't as close together and stuff. He doesn't feel pinched. But this one here on the right, is it from No Time to Die, or like is he just wearing a blue suit
I don't.
in a different
Yeah,
scene?
sorry,
Like,
I just
I'm
looked up
confused
tuxedo
here.
for you guys to see his frame. I
Oh,
don't know
okay,
what.
okay.
Charlie
let
the
me
Unicorn, both Ben and I said
Hang
Black
on.
Adam.
No Time
What
to
the
Die.
hell?
Hang on. No Time to Die. Tuxedo. James
Charlie,
Bond.
you
Let's see
fool.
it.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, you're the fool.
Yeah,
Who's
that
the
is the
fool?
same. It says that photo is from No Time to Die.
The fool
Just
or the
probably
fool
change
who
the suit
listens to the
throughout
show.
movie, right?
I don't know. Everything that suit looks exactly the same minus the color. So that's a interesting point. Did they get the color wrong?
I would hope not.
I don't know.
I would imagine he just has
No, it's
different suits.
black in the movie.
Is it? It looked like it had a blue tint.
No, sorry. Well, he might have multiple. It's been a minute since I've seen.
I'm
the
just
movie.
saying.
Yeah,
like, it
he's
looks,
probably wearing something different every scene.
right. But I'm just saying that suit looks like cut exactly like that one.
Well, most tuxedos are cut exactly the same, right?
Okay, I'm gonna fuck off then.
What the hell? You're the one that's making fun of this man's hairline. Can't control that.
Are you wearing a shirt with your state's name on it with a wine glass?
Yeah, Ohio Pride.
Wow.
What's that?
Anyways, back to the figure. I was going to mention that this head sculpt seems to fall to the same problem that they have, where it's too round for somebody that has a more narrow face.
Yeah, I'll
Like
give
they-
you that.
Yeah, the same
Wait,
thing.
hang on.
Like
Say that again.
that somebody that has a more narrow face. The other example I can think of right now is Sam Jackson, Mace Windu. When their face is narrow, they can't capture that. They make their heads are too round of a sculpt. They struggle.
Yeah, this
with
sculpt is
making
not
that,
good.
That narrow.
To be clear, it's not good.
Yeah, and I think that's what's wrong with it. I think it's the shape. I think that's what's taken away from it.
Yeah, it's not the actual face; it's the head shape that's throwing everything off.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Because
what this really reminds me
I
of?
see Daniel Craig here. Like, yeah, that's him.
is
That's
weird
the guy.
This reminds me of the Bad Friends clip when he's like, "I'm Bobby Mata."
I'm Bobby
Oh my
Mata.
god,
That face, like,
dude, it's not. Yeah, it needs some work for sure.
Oh, shout out Andrew
my God, I hate
Santino, dude. Love that guy.
I'm
it
just
needs
glad,
work. I don't know if I want to pre-order it. That's where I'm at.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm glad this isn't Pierce Brosnan, because if it was, I would probably have to get it.
Bro, Pierce Brosnan, dude. Like that dude.
That's my Bond. So like,
That's the only Bond that I like. If I had to pick between the two, that I might lean towards.
yeah, and I love all the other Bonds. Like I've seen, I'll tell you now, Mike. I've seen every single Bond movie except for once Brosnan was done. I saw Casino Royale, and I maybe saw the one after that, and then I just kind of fell
you
off.
haven't seen
I've
all
seen
Solas?
all of the other ones. I'm not sure, but I've seen all of the ones before that, like Dr. No, all the classics. And I would say Sean Connery is my second favorite. So if it was either Brosnan or Connery, I would probably have to get it. But I don't know enough. I haven't seen enough of his movies to want it. But this gives me hope. This gives me hope that they got the license now. We'll probably see the others and that. But yeah, I'm excited.
So yeah, I was going to ask that. Do we think that we will see other Bonds? Right?
Got to.
They just teased the name, the 007 James Bond, but do they still have to go get likeness rights from the other actors? So I'll be curious to see if they actually do.
Well, it depends on how the licenses are structured.
Yeah, of course,
true.
But I remember Big Chief Studio had the license a few years ago, and I don't believe they ever got into the modern Bonds.
We need a golden eye.
That if
they ever do a Pierce Brosnan Tomorrow Never Dies, I'm fucking hooked, guys.
If Henry Cavill gets put in as Bond, I'm sure we'll see a Henry sculpted Bond here.
I guess the part of me also, like, with this figure, not that I do want to support this, but it's a dude in a suit, and I feel like you could just get any suit and portraits that are better and a gun. You know what I mean?
And this tailoring on the suit, honestly,
the stitching
look
is
great.
terrible.
It's not great.
It's very large. That's a great point.
And like Dean said, he's like a bobblehead in it without the jacket on.
Yeah, his head's way too big.
The
like, you should be able to fit
well either.
You should be able to fit 3 heads on your shoulders side by side. This dude's lucky to get 2.
Bring up like Keanu Reeves in fucking what's the last John Wick that looked like a good suit from like those look way better from what I remember. Yeah. I don't know what's happened between John Wick and this.
The video I'd made on this last week was one of the most commented videos I've ever had, and there was a lot of comments that were like, if you don't support this, we won't see another Bond. Like, and
that's a great point. That's where I'm
at.
So
but that's
if you hate on this now, or if you're nitpicking it because it's not your Bond, then you're never going to see the ones you want.
But that's a shitty thing to say to somebody to spend $300.
Yeah.
Like,
that's exactly
if I'm not
exactly
happy with
response.
it. Yeah,
exactly my response. And I also. And I'd said, like, I think this is almost there. Like, I think that there's some tweaking that can be done. But I also said, this isn't my Bond, though. And, I also got comments from people that said, well, maybe this is for the new generation, right? They're trying to get new generation of collectors collecting Bond because he's the most recent. But I would say, like, most younger people that I've talked to, I don't think Bond has ever even come up. Like, I don't think Daniel Craig's like version necessarily carried as much weight with that franchise and name as
I would disagree.
As several of the rest. But I could be wrong. But
I would disagree.
Well, he did 5 movies.
I'm not saying he didn't have a prolific time doing it, but how much did it impact like younger generation society? How many people actually
I would disagree.
give a shit? I like movies, and I haven't even seen all his movies. I'm like Badfish. I started watching them. I got through about half, and I was like, I'm done. I just don't care anymore.
I would
Whereas
disagree.
I watched every Pierce movie. Every time Pierce put out a new Bond, I was there. Every time. But again, that's my age, right? And my age range.
I would disagree. I think that his Bond, they tried to bring it to a little bit more of a grounded take. And I think with his Bond in particular, like some of the biggest names in Hollywood participated as, counter to him. I think as well, just the social part of it, like, he was part of the Olympics. Like he's just a prolific, like the Bond status kind of brought him, he was everywhere for his period as Bond. Granted, I wasn't as old enough perhaps to remember Brosnan doing all those things, but I don't think so. But I would say Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say critically acclaimed. Like, I think his films are like among the top.
I think you're right. I do think that Daniel Craig's movies are better films overall. I loved GoldenEye, the film, but after that, Die Another Day, and some of the others from Bond or from Pierce, they weren't the greatest movies by any stretch. I mean, I loved Denise Richards, so I'd show up for any movie that had Denise Richards in it.
They're a lot sillier.
Yeah,
but yeah, they were a lot sillier for sure.
Yeah,
I also wish that some of the accessories with this Bond actually did something. Like, how like most of his accessories are like some kind of spy gadgetry that none of his shit is really all that exciting. as a
just for the record, top 10 Bond films by Rotten Tomatoes. Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, and Doctor No. So the 3 Sean Connerys. Casino Royale, then Skyfall at 4th and 5th. Thunderball at number 6. No Time to Die at 7. The Spy Who Loved Me at number 8. On Her Majesty's Secret Service number 9, and then GoldenEye number 10.
Wow, barely made it.
I mean, he has 3 of the top 10 Bond films, and Sean Connery, like Dean says, might be the most iconic when you close your eyes iteration of Bond. But yeah, he has some banger ass movies.
I was going to say, Zach, to your points to where you were mentioning about the push, the other actors in the films, the Olympics. I think that has less to do with Daniel Craig, and that was more about them.
Yeah, that's more the brand itself.
Yeah, they were trying to bring it back because
but he was the head of that brand, though.
No, I realize that, but I'm just saying, they put a harder push on reviving the IP, and I think that's why you kind of got him out in front of a lot of these things. Because as you saw on that list, while we may all love Pierce Brosnan because of our generation, those films were not well received when they came out. So the James Bond license was kind of dead at that point. So, they brought this trying to push this out to basically, this is also the time where Mission Impossible movies were catching fire, and they were trying to jump onto that heat too. And to that point, I'll take an Ethan Hunt figure over James Bond any day,
which would be amazing because Tom Cruise is their first ever Hot Toys. Dilo says starting with the last movie is a bold choice. I would agree with that. I think Spectre or Casino Royale would have been much better. I think. Was it Spectre where he's in the skeleton costume in the beginning and he's got that cool gun? I think you'd have some options for other outfits, like multiple outfits in the box. I also really like the watch from that movie because it's a bomb.
Did you say this was limited in some form?
No, I misspoke. What I meant to say was the market is limited for this in the sense that there's not like a huge number of collectors like with Star Wars or DC. I misspoke on that point.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I love that they gave the barrel backdrop, by the way, though. Like
that's
iconic,
really cool.
I do really like that they did that. And again, the price point for this is actually pretty reasonable. Right? It was $265. I think it was $265.
$260. The only thing I would say, I think the backdrop is really cool.
Jesus.
Sorry. Get out of his system. I think the backdrop is really cool, but I would also say, at the risk of being an asshole,
what a blood effect.
Well, that too, but you'd also have to cut the hole out and put him behind the barrel for that to really make sense.
That's also true, technically, yeah.
Because he's not ever
and 10 feet away.
He's not in the barrel.
Yeah, he's not in the barrel. He's beyond the barrel. I will say though, the opening of what is it, Casino Royale, where he gets his 00 status and it shows the. Yeah, I mean that was one of the coolest openings, bro.
Darth Profi asked, Ben, to be honest, is GoldenEye goated because of the N64 game? I am 100% governed by my nostalgia, and I think 100%. that's a huge selling feature for me. I played the shit out of that game. I still play that game on the big screen TV. I've got an HDMI.
Yeah, pause music was ridiculous.
Yeah, but Ben also admitted that these are better movies.
Bro.
100%. If you're going better movie, Daniel Craig's the way to go. My nostalgia is Pierce.
No, I'm with you. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan, and when they announced Daniel Craig, I was like, I don't know. But dude, the second I watched Casino Royale, I was like, all right, you got me. So every time Daniel Craig came out of the movie, I was in the theaters.
Just quickly here, 57% yes, Daniel Craig is handsome, 43% no, 41 votes in on that one.
This poor dude.
Successful.
Don't forget, I'm invincible. That shit's iconic.
This is the watch from the movie, by the way. I went and tried it on. It's a $10,600 watch made of titanium. It's amazing. Jesus. I was very tempted.
Did you ask him if you could have it?
I did. They said no.
The watch guys, this fucking guy just saw the Hot Toys. Of course he's in here.
Yeah, I want to share my expertise, and I thought it was kind of neat that they attempted to make it look somewhat similar. Though I think it would be cooler if it was actually licensed. That's what I said. The Last of Us collectibles coming soon. Let's start blowing through some of these. We got a bunch of stuff to get through still. Marco, I would say I want to give Marco the 5 points for this because he called it. However, I don't know. It's not yet announced, and it also isn't clear what it's going to be. It says it's a premium format figure, which obviously isn't Hot Toys, though Hot Toys is a part of the branding. But it's like, could it be a premium format and a Cos Baby? What do you guys think? Does he get the 5 points now? Does he get the 5 points later?
No, there's no reason to give it to him now. I mean, if,
right,
if he
it's
gets
got to
the
be
points,
announced, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's earned when it's announced, then he can get them, right? He doesn't need to.
Or we can make a big stink and take the points away with the sound, which I kind of like. I like the sound of that.
5 times.
That's true. It would be better to give him points when he's not here, so he can't enjoy it.
That is also true. But I mean, then we could give it to him at any week because he's never here.
That's true.
So I'll give him the points.
Give him all the points. He'll never be here to spend them.
That's a joke.
I think we're getting
streaming
both.
from the great north.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember Marco saying that he wanted the game figures, not the.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what was said, but the image on the slideshow was the game,
which he made, by the way. He made, by the way.
So I don't think it
counts. This is a good point. Nihilus Gray, talking about Daniel Craig, married to Rachel Wise
from The Mummy.
Bro, he's fucking handsome. Okay, you're not pulling Rachel Wise and not being fucking.
That is a good.
Handsome.
That is a good point.
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
There's no denying that, but there's plenty of ugly dudes in Hollywood that are pulling just fine, dude. Look at
okay, you're not wrong, dude. Benny Blanco, I'm looking at you.
Wow.
I like Benny Blanco as a person, but Selena Gomez, bro?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Dude, that's S++ toes we're talking about. Selena Gomez put some respect on the toes, bro. S++.
S++ everything. Selena Gomez is fucking beautiful.
I think we're getting both. I think we're getting. It says Sideshow and Hot Toys.
Hot is the way. Well, yeah, but Hot Toys. Well, to be clear, Sideshow throws their name in with Hot Toys all the time.
Yeah, you can't.
I agree, but you're RSVPing for the premium format, which is going to be Sideshow's collectible that they're launching, and Hot Toys will launch their own 1/6 from the show.
Let me look up what Rachel Weisz looks like today. Oh, she's
Dude,
still
she was
beautiful.
she was just in the Black Widow movie.
Beautiful.
She's still beautiful.
Are you kidding
I
me?
also
Who
didn't.
said that?
I also didn't say that Daniel Craig doesn't have
Charlie,
a good personality.
Ban Charlie right now.
He probably has a giant hog like Ben.
Oh my god,
bro! She better be in Constantine 2, brother.
She better be.
Wait, so time out. This would be the show version because it's HBO original.
Yeah, it 100% is the show.
Who the fuck thought it was the game version?
Someone said, "Oh, well, they were saying if Marco was saying it was the."
Hate to see it.
Yeah, that was the contention.
Do
I really homework meme in there?
Marco thought it might be for the game, even though it says HBO.
No. He was making his
Someone
predictions.
in the chat. Yeah. Whether he
All right,
predicted.
well, whoever made that
Do we
prediction,
really need a
check your
1/6
eyes.
scale another Pedro?
Yes.
That's why I said it. You're gonna get another Pedro. I said that in the chat. Like we're gonna see another Pedro from this.
And
But
then
do
we're
you
still
get,
gonna
do you
get
get a
Fantastic
Joel
Four
without an
Pedro.
Ellie? Like if that's the case, because
Makes
like
me
I don't
sick.
really like Bella Ramsey, but I don't mind Pedro as Joel. But
I don't want to fucking one. No offense, but I'm good, bro. Fucking good. It has to have a button where you press and it says, "I'm gonna be a dad."
Oh my god,
Bro.
I think JC.
And that has nothing to do with her personally. I think just that's a stupid fucking line for the movie or for the show.
Oh yeah.
You think JC Ron's gonna fix her face?
What the fuck did you just say?
What's that painter's name? JC Hong?
Yes.
You think he's gonna fix her face?
I thought you said something else. And I was like, wow, that was a crazy ass thing you just said.
What did you think I said?
I'm not gonna say it. Bro, Hot Toys cooked with this Andor
Dude.
or Ahsoka line. Every figure is like so fucking good.
This might be the shrinkiest shrink ray I've ever seen, which is saying a lot. This is fucking insane. When I saw these pictures,
Rick
I was like,
Moranis was in this fucking thing.
what? These look like fucking photographs. I mean, other than the hair. But like, dude, the face, the paint, everything about this, insane.
Dude, Rick Moranis was involved, dude.
I almost feel like this would have been a very good artisan.
You're not wrong, Fern.
I just don't think she's popular enough yet.
Yeah, that would be the problem. No one wants to pay
That's
$400 plus.
no chance.
I didn't even pay the 200 whatever
Yeah,
for it.
exactly.
But I'm going to now. I'm going to try and track this down because
Why
this was gross.
Why does her hair look like that? It looks like it's not rendered. Am I tripping? You know what I'm talking? You know what I mean?
It's almost like too
looks,
shiny.
Yeah,
it looks like a solid piece. It doesn't look.
Yeah,
like
I think the
well, it's not hair,
paint...
Fern. It's a solid piece. It actually.
Well,
is
I mean,
my guy. What does that mean?
Jesus Christ.
I know what he's saying.
It means they should do
'cause,
better.
Yeah, because lately their hair, even
I
sculpted,
see
has
what you're
been
saying.
really detailed.
It looks like the rest
like
of hers.
this, like the fine.
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
hairs,
It looks like the rest of hers at 60 frames per
Okay.
second, and the hair's like at
Okay,
10
I
frames
get you.
per second.
I think it might just be because there's not. I think it might be the light. It's
yeah, I
just
think
such
it's
a
the paint and the light.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, the paint and the light.
You're not getting the depth out of it. But I do agree with you, Fern. It does look weird here. But, I mean, if that's my biggest complaint, I'm all right. Like, everything else about this
Dean, will you
video is
track
stunning.
down the Ryan Stevenson character? Or you just want Shin?
I know this is going to sound real shitty, but if I'm going to have
Stop it. Don't do it, bro. Don't say what I think you're about to say. You'd rather have the Hound version?
I mean, that's going to be the canonical version now.
That's
you know what I
wild,
mean?
bro. That's pretty wild.
What if they don't make one? Then would you track down the Ray Stevenson?
Pedro says it's a crime Shin is not Artisan. The new Apellis? How do you say that?
And I love Ray
This is
Stevenson.
a rare occasion
very
the
sad
production
that he's
sculpt
dead, but
is better than the prototype. I completely agree. This blew me away, honestly.
well, like if you were going to buy a Yoda from Episode 3, are you buying Puppet Yoda or are you buying the CG version? You know,
He was never a puppet in Episode 3.
or which movie did they change him out in? Episode 1?
Episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah, episode 1.
Yeah, would you buy Puppet Yoda that looks weird, or would you buy the updated one?
Hang on. Everyone, Dean might have cooked right there, bro. That's a pretty good point. I think it depends if you're nostalgic to the original trilogy or you fuck with. Because the puppet looked awful in the front. It looked really bad.
Not that Ray Stevenson looked awful, but like
that's not the point you're trying to
he's
make.
getting replaced. Is the point?
I think that's different, though. I think it looks better. That's why they replaced it.
Right, but I'm just saying, like he's gonna be replaced, so it's like,
this
well,
is
now this was the canonical one moving forward.
No, he's saying, would you rather have the Puppet Yoda didn't fucking die though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Darth, you got a point. This one's for you, Darth.
No,
Yeah.
I know, I understand
crazy,
that, but I'm
Dean.
saying
And
the
Dean, this is
canonical
for
version
you.
moving forward.
That's for
No.
you, Dean.
No, you said I cooked, so I had you in the first half.
and then
Yeah, take
you
points away
overcooked.
from yourself,
You
too, Zach.
overcooked. What the fuck? I don't have any points, bro.
Puppet Yoda showed up.
That's the greatest comment
What
that
the
has ever
fuck
been.
is this?
So
Jesus, poor
What
Dean.
is this? Looks like Michael Jackson.
What Michael Jackson are you looking at?
Remember the Pepsi exploded? And...
Jesus
Christ.
My God.
Wow.
Right, it was a Pepsi concert?
It was a commercial.
Commercial, yeah.
Topo is releasing an upgrade kit for the Anakin. It comes with the movable eyes, a new robe, a genuine leather vest to upgrade your Artisan, or I guess, your Artisan. I like the idea of it, but I really don't love that, it wasn't genuine leather to begin with, and the robes, perhaps weren't as good as they could have been to begin with. The eyes, I understand that. Like, obviously, I get that, but I don't know.
So it's a whole head, or
no?
It's just the eyes, the robe, the genuine leather vest. So it's this part,
$82, right?
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's not a terrible price, but because some people were charging that much just for the eyes, the upgrade to the eyes.
I think Lane definitely needs to hop on this.
Wow.
Motherfucker always losing his figure's eyes.
Can you buy just one eye?
Did they come in blue?
Holy fuck. Yeah, why is the hair so dark here though? Like I don't remember
I think that's just the photography.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's cool.
Pedro makes a great counterpoint to Dean's point. old Hayden Christensen should be the Return of the Jedi Vader head sculpt now? That's an interesting question. Do you think we'll ever get a Force Ghost?
I don't have a
figure?
Hayden Christensen Vader. My Vader is
Empire. Do you think we'll ever get a Hayden
Empire? But I'm
Force
getting
Ghost?
the battle damage one to have the Hayden. I don't think it should have been.
No, I'm saying a figure. The figure.
It's just
like a Hot Toys.
What about it?
Do you think we'll ever get a Hayden
When I
Christensen
buy
Force
one?
Ghost? Are you fucking?
Oh, we've never seen a
I'm gonna
Force
say a
Ghost figure
nasty
before
word.
in 6
Please don't.
But I'm just saying, do you think it could happen? Is what I'm saying.
We got that
Hope
holographic Darth Maul
I don't-
projection
Anything
one.
can
and
happen.
That
was
flopped
awful,
pretty
though.
hard.
I feel like
so-
eventually
Yeah, I don't
it'll
think
happen.
we'll see that.
Eventually, we'll have a Force Ghost with every Jedi
That would be
made by Hot Toys.
They do them in Black Series. They look bad, but yeah,
Really?
Look
I don't
real
think
bad.
so. I have the 3-pack. I haven't opened it yet though.
they're meh. They've maybe
They
gotten a
look
bit
so
better,
good. You
but
just left them in the box.
yeah, they're not.
I'm
great
depressed.
in
I'm
my
sorry.
opinion.
Thanks for reminding me.
That's on you.
I think this set looks pretty dope. I mean, you're right. It sucks that Hot Toys didn't just give us the leather and such,
Yeah.
to begin with. But no, I think that the real leather and I think the robe seems to sit a lot nicer.
Yeah, I
And the
almost
eyes
want to
are
buy this
kind
for
of a
my
no-brainer.
Anakin and just sell the eyes for like $50.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Good
Tempting.
genuine robes.
Well, genuine.
Genuine, sorry.
Yeah.
They're just gonna wait until everybody buys this though, and the other
And then
figure,
release the blue
and
one?
then they were gonna release it. That's right.
Wasn't there
Jesus.
people complaining about the one that came out? They weren't colored right or something like that?
They're too
The
orange.
I think
Are
that's the
these
case with
painted
the
right?
Darth Maul eyes. The Darth Maul eyes are wrong.
Yeah, I'm
No,
not sure.
I
to
hadn't
be honest.
read somewhere that
No.
apparently they had painted the eyes how they looked in the Ahsoka show and not how they look.
That was
In
that was the
episode
last.
3.
That was that limited
Darth
Japanese
The one that
exclusive
just came out.
version. Had like fiery red eyes, but like there was no like yellow pupil. So people said it looked more like what he looked like in the Ahsoka show. They were calling it the Ahsoka version of him.
Whoa! Zach, what are you listening to?
It was an Instagram story.
Okay.
No, it's a song called "No Roots."
I
by
heard "Put It in
Alice
My
Cooper.
Ass."
I heard, pussy juice.
I guess the song could say that. I don't know the song. Let me
Filled
listen.
in some blanks, but
You added a bit there.
it's definitely where it was going.
I
though.
give myself -1 points for that. It's bad form.
Zach's not even watching the show he's hosting anymore.
Yeah. I know. Well, no one shows up on time, so I just figured I'd check out a little early. Let's
Wow.
I think everybody
Sorry,
that
someone
needed to be
tagged me
here
in a
was here.
story. Well, let's see. Let's move on. Bum, ba-da-bum. The Poison Destroyer, the Bane. We're actually going to talk about this next week as well because Eddie was really excited and I felt bad he couldn't be here. I think it's kind of crazy work that the seamless arms are sold separately. I will say that
Oh, that
pretty fucking good.
sucks.
Oh, I didn't know
At
they were
least that's
sold
what. Hang on.
separately?
Are they sold? Eddie said they were an $80-something upgrade.
Yes.
Did Eddie give me bad information?
No,
Someone
that was
save me there.
correct.
$80.
Oh, that changes things for me. I did not
upgrade?
realize that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's pretty crazy.
The same $80 you're spending on the Anakin, right? There you go.
Yeah, but just for 2 arms, like
I agree, it's stupid, but yeah.
it could just come with the figure. Well, you just
Same
get
idea as
hands.
the Anakin. It should have came with it. That's simple.
Mars Toys ain't swinging big enough stick to fucking charge for an upgrade kit. I'm sorry, they're just not. I think they
Right, he
got-
comes with no
Also,
accessories, and his accessory arms are sold separately.
Also, how
Yeah,
are they making an
that's-
upgrade kit before the figure's even released?
Well, I think it's meant to be bought together.
Also-
Right? There's third-party figure companies that do like a throne separately or like a large accessory, but I've never seen just arms sold separately.
Also, the movie this is from
Game
dog
Toys
shit,
did that.
right?
For Cloud, it was sold separately.
It came with both
wing.
seamless and no. It came with both seamless and jointed arms, and you could buy an additional set of seamless arms as backup if you wanted.
Yeah,
But it
that's
came with
A
both.
little different because this one doesn't come with both.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, I have seen the people sell just arms.
Now, are the seamless arms, are they articulated or are they fixed?
It's a good question.
Oh, they're fixed.
It looks fixed.
They look pretty fixed.
100%.
Because I know Sideshow did something similar with their Wolverine, and they didn't charge extra for those arms.
What does the figure price cost? Because we didn't have this price in the show sheet. I know the upgrade's like $80.
Yeah, has it? Could be wrong.
I think it was up on
12-inch Moose Stream says, "Is this Bane too small?" I would say yes. I did some comparison photos on Let's Get Nuts the other day, and his his lat muscles and stuff are freaking huge, and his arms are freaking huge.
So this is $150 for the figure, and then something like $80 for the arms. Let me double check that price.
178 on kit.
Oh, hang on. Did I read that wrong? Yes, you're correct. Sorry, 178. Yeah, that was a deposit plus the remainder price. Can we find the arms though? The arms for the Poison Destroyer, those are $65. My mistake. So 178 plus 65. I don't know what that equates to, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
That seems greedy, to be honest. Like, for 168 or whatever you said, 175, I mean, you're getting, like, fucking So Toys Homelander with, like, fucking 5 head sculpts around that price. And
it feels like Mars
more
Toys
detailed
is
figure.
Yeah, I feel like Mars Toys is like, well, we're the only gang in town doing these Batman figures, so they'll pay whatever we ask.
Yeah. That's a great question. Ron said, will another company bother making him? Probably not. Maybe Jazz Inc.
Maybe Jazz.
I was going to say, Jazz Inc. is making Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
With Thurman, right? And, I mean, Bane was pretty much everywhere she was in that film. So
yeah.
And they could give him multiple looks, too. Or like they could give him, like, the jacket and the hat, the fedora hat. You know, his disguise look. I definitely still kind of freaking want this, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just because he's a ridiculous character, and I'm already going in on a George Clooney Batman, the Mr. Freeze from Hot Toys. I'll 100% do the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy if they go there, and I feel like she needs to go along with that set. So, or he needs to go along with that set, I should say. So, yeah, I don't know. I was excited about this. I think it's bullshit about the arms, though. I think that's lame. But I like it. I may get it. Although what I've noticed is some of the Mars Toys figures that I have bought over time have been extremely hard to sell after the fact. Their resale was really tricky. So
do you resell them a lot?
So I mean, I've had 3 Mars Toys figures now, and I ended up just keeping my Riddler figure, or Mr. Enigma, because it was getting to the point where I was going to basically just give that figure away. So I just decided to keep it. But yeah, I lost money on the Cesar Romero Joker, and I lost money on the Alfred when I first got him.
You sold the Alfred. That's crazy.
Yeah. But then I wanted to buy the Alfred back after all of the Keaton Batman started coming out again.
Jesus.
And I was like, God damn it, I should have just kept it. So, and then they reissued it, the Alfred, and then I didn't buy it. So it's just like, yeah, priorities, you know, hate to see it.
I think this figures, is a perfect example, as like Marco would say, about controlling the message, right? Because had they just priced it at, whatever the $240 and just advertised it as a figure with swap out arms, I think we would all been talking about how great that is. We'd be talking about, why didn't Hot Toys do this with the Hulk that they're doing, right? But instead, they piece it out, and now you can start, kind of price gouging it, and now we're sitting here trashing them for it. So I think they could have definitely done better with the way they handled this release.
I completely agree. Bane Gorilla Disguise. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
But Bane in a gorilla disguise beat 100 men?
No.
Oh my god. Yes. It's where they're in the club and they seduce Batman and Robin against each other to bid on them. They're like bidding on the ladies up on stage, and everybody wants to bid on Poison Ivy because she's all sexy.
think I would rather get Bane in the trench coat and hat than the gorilla disguise.
Same. 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 It would be funny though.
Let's move on. We have let me just double check here. The So-So Toys, the Batman Who Laughs, the Man Who Laughs. I will
It's
be
not
honest.
So that's SSR.
Or SSR. Thank you. I really hate this version of this character. I know, and I know it has a lot of fans. I know I'm in the minority there, but it's not for me. Absolutely.
I always confuse him with Judge Death from Judge Dredd. They look very similar.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about it either. I didn't read it. I know it came from that Batman Metal story that, Zach, like you said, it was a big deal. Got a lot of love, a lot of followers. I think the figure, the quality looks really cool. I think if I read it correctly, it's like an all leather outfit too, which is pretty crazy because it's
genuine.
Wow. But yeah, it's not for me, but it definitely looks cool.
Judge Death.
Yeah, I wish I liked this more, but I read through this comic and it didn't connect with me, not like the others. So, but I think it is a cool looking figure. I like the blood splatter on the outfit there and everything, and like the jokery face underneath. It's a little scary. So Pedro says he's too skinny, which I'm surprised about because this feels like it looks like how I recall. But
He's pretty thin in the comic, I thought.
If I remember correctly, I think it's like an alternate universe where the Joker kills Batman and then he becomes Batman, or something like that. But
I don't know.
How does he see?
I don't know.
I don't think he can.
Just like Daredevil.
Or Daredevil, Jesus Christ.
Echolocation?
How does he shave, Dean?
I don't know.
Wow.
Just screams in the mirror.
Let's move on. I think we're a little.
he's
less
right, by the way,
enthused
that
about
he does look too skinny. Now that I'm seeing some of the images.
245 Q1 2026 for that one. Oh, he is too skinny. Okay. Bruce kills the Joker is what Aries says. This one caused a lot of excitement. It's the Equaz Studio Pirates King of the Inner Sea. I think that's what it says.
Yeah, Pirate King of the Inner Sea.
How do you know
Deluxe Captain
figures?
Barbossa. It's. Let me see if I can find a price. We didn't have this one either, but I don't know.
You don't like
Barbossa's
this?
a cool. No, I mean it's a cool character, but it's like, do I want to spend that much on a third-party Captain Barbossa that may or may not come
With
out
rooted hair and beard?
How much is it?
Hang on, I'm trying to.
337.
337. That's too fucking much money for a third party.
No way this comes out the way this looks.
I'm passing on this one. I think it also has that azimuth where the eyes are too inset. I think that's going to only become worse in the final version. I'm not saying it can't be done. That's a lot of money to slap down on this, especially if, with an uncertain tariff situation.
And uncertain company. Like, who the fuck
who
is
is
this?
That's what I was to say. What else have these guys done?
They've made figures in the past. Let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, if you're gonna find, because
I thought I heard this was a combination of Damn Toys and
VTS.
Yeah,
they're the people that made the Squid Game guards, Dean.
Which I
think
didn't
that's what I know them from most. They also made some Resident Evil figures, Punisher figure.
Yeah.
This sculpt looks like shrink ray. The one picture
Yeah,
that's going over. There's Have they done these types of sculpts this well before?
This is totally new for
like
them.
this is unreal.
Uncharted territory.
Is it genuine leather? Genuine leather?
Well, it's genuine, to be clear. I don't know. If you want to Google it and look.
If it is, and it comes
wow.
out,
It's like there's
good.
7 people in front of a computer. I'm the one Googling everything.
Well, I mean, you're the one that runs the show.
Well, yeah, that's why I shouldn't be the one Googling if I'm fucking managing.
You thought it might be on the
like
show
Batman
sheet.
right now.
Well, I'm saying you're running the show. You should have
he's
this
in the show
information
sheet.
already.
Okay, well, how about you not be in the show? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm with Vern.
This says real leather boots and sword belt.
So probably not the jacket.
So he did know.
Well, I just fucking Googled it because apparently that's my job. Badfish sitting there in his fucking jerker.
Yeah.
Google nothing, bro.
I've got 2 computers in front of me.
The pre-order bonus is the monkey.
Little
Which again,
monkey.
how the fuck? Also, that
His
might be
name's
the worst looking
Lenny.
monkey I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah.
That monkey's got fucking parvo or something, dude.
They
Just
should have rooted
scurvy.
the monkey.
Also, that monkey
He's
is way
got
too
Toys
small.
Einstein.
That monkey.
It really is pretty small. I would agree.
Yeah, so I
Looking like a
like
Labubu.
VTS's products. I like Damn Toys
That's a
products.
Labubu, bro.
So if this could come out very close to this, I think this is an insane figure. Barbossa's such a cool character, and if you have pirate stuff, I think it's probably a pretty safe bet.
I'm telling you, bro,
That
this is not
come
going to
out
be
pretty
this good,
decent.
dude.
I don't know, man.
Look at how deep those fucking eyes are in the prototype, dude. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm not spending that much money on a pre-order for this. I'd buy it, perhaps when it came out for that price, but there's no way you're sinking that much money into this.
I think a lot of companies are now seeing how much people like the rooted stuff, and if this is going to be their first soiree into the world of that, this has to be good. So, yeah, I don't know. And again, Damn Toys VTS, they make good stuff. So, if I was gonna get this, I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Dare
I just don't
say,
collect pirate stuff.
I think his hair perhaps should be a bit longer.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I mean, granted, he's in multiple films, so
Yeah.
grain of salt here, but
The beard will be interesting. I think the hair is
pretty
easy
long.
enough because it sits under the bandana the same way the Jack Sparrow one did,
Yeah.
and Jack Sparrow I think is one of the few Artisan figures that haven't had an issue, probably because it's tucked in under the bandana. So I think
you're not
that's
getting
easy
that
enough.
where it's
Yeah, I
meeting
think I think it really just comes down to how the beard holds up as far as the rooting goes. But yeah, I even think honestly
Whoa.
there you go.
That's
this
what
is
you're
the
gonna
last
fucking
version.
get at the end.
That's
This is
what
the
you're
Lord of
gonna get.
this is the last third party who did it.
Who made
the
that?
Lord of the Caspian Sea. This was tough guys
SW
toys.
Toys, bro.
SW Toys.
Is that the
Look at that
same
monkey.
monkey?
That might be the
Go.
same.
Bro, that's the same monkey y'all are cooked, dude. I'll pay
Go back.
$330 for this. Send me $330, bro.
Right. I mean, this new one does look way better in comparison, at least the prototype. But
Yeah, but how often do we have a third-party figure that comes out worse than it's solicited? All the fucking time.
Dude, look at the
Damn,
neck.
that dude looks like a Ken Barbie, dude.
Dude, he looks like Tom Hardy a little bit.
Tom Farley.
I'm excited.
He looks
I'm
like Daniel
excited,
Craig
though.
with that nose.
Honestly, I think
Oh my god!
No, I think that
You fucking
A slightly more handsome version of Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig wish he had that hair.
kind of looks like John a little bit.
that was good. No, that was my everyday
wow.
collector. That's what I was gonna say.
Holy
Fuck.
shit, it does!
I was fucking trying to get it out. It's fucking John. All right.
Hold
The,
on.
the,
Yeah,
go
I'm
go
seeing
back though to the other one, dude. It's got neck wrinkles. There's no way that shit's coming out like that. It looks incredible.
This one?
Yeah, like go back one pick. Like look at his neck.
There's no way.
There's no
bro.
way it comes out like that.
This random company has made 2 fucking figures and come out with this fucking thing.
and
Y'all,
half the
I gotta
figures they
sell
made
you
had
some
fucking
fucking-
masks on, bro.
beachfront
Also,
property, no
his
problem.
his yellow, I guess it's like a belt, or his
That's
belt
Les
is over the
Grossman.
yellow sash. But it's wrong on this figure. It's just a solid yellow belt. that he
That's
wears.
crazy. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
It's funny.
Oh,
Isn't it Rex Grossman?
wait, did I type that
Rex
wrong?
Grossman.
It kind of looks like that guy too. Wait, hang on. What's his name? No, that is Les Grossman.
Oh, it's Les. I thought it was Rex.
No,
No,
Rex
it's
Grossman was a football player.
Oh,
That was wasn't that the quarterback for the Bears?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Holy shit.
I will be honest, like I just don't have faith.
His yellow sash is wrong too. It's just
Like
solid
if
yellow.
if it comes out, like sure, that's great, but I would not feel comfortable, you know, maybe just lose the deposit, I guess, if it doesn't come out good, but I don't fucking know. I would not do that.
One thing that I do hope with this is that it does come out even close to this with regards to the facial hair, because I do think that really amps up the game at 6 scale for facial hair for other companies to really consider doing it, over like the sculpted facial hair and then, you know, artisan style hairstyles that I've seen with like Exo 6 and some others. I like the idea of actual like hair on the face, so hopefully they can do it well so that it forces other companies to try.
Those feathers are gonna come more smashed than a freaking McDouble when you get it from McDonald's. The feathers.
I think people at McDonald's might just hate you. I've never gotten a smash McDouble.
Oh, you know what I mean?
They're like, this guy again?
You see an advertisement. You see an
Just going back to his
advertisement of the
jerker.
burger versus the way you get it. It's like, that's what I'm saying. There's no way the hat comes out even like that.
Yeah, if Hot Toys couldn't nail their hat, you think this fucking random third
Look at this. Go back. Look at how good this hat looks. No way. It's gonna come out looking ratty.
I hope we're wrong. I hope we have to play the meme to everybody when this figure comes out.
Yeah,
I feel like a group of men
sure.
can only admit when they are wrong.
It's true.
I feel like
Smash McDouble, best comment of the night.
Smash McDouble.
I feel like the best part
telling you.
about third-party figures is the fact that since they're not licensed, they're way cheaper, and they may not look as good as Hot Toys, but hell, I mean, they're so much cheaper. And for this price, I mean,
right now.
if it doesn't come out nearly as good as a prototype, I mean, even then, if it does come out, that's
True.
still a lot for it not to be official. So it's like, I mean,
What was the artisan? The artisan Jack Sparrow was $330. You're telling me this fucking third party,
Yeah.
non-licensed, they're not paying any fucking money to anybody.
I was
figure costs
I was
more.
just
That
I was
doesn't
just
make
gonna
no
say the
fucking
whole
sense.
point.
I'm gonna give you a point, Fern. That was a great point.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole point. The official figures are so much just because they have to pay all the licenses. They're not paying all that. So why the fuck is it so expensive?
Yeah,
and it's like if it is going to
Leather.
be that
Hot Toys
expensive,
still
it
won't give
better
you
be
leather.
genuine leather.
That's
It better.
Mike. That's a great point as well. A leather's not that fucking expensive.
No, and it's not a lot. And I was looking at the coat. So the coat should not be leather. So it does seem like they're only putting real leather on what should be the leather parts. Even though this coat looks really shiny, I was looking at some of the pictures and it does not appear to be leather in the films.
Let's
We'll see.
move on here. Last figure of the night, we have the Riseworks outfit for the Toby figure. This one's $130, releasing Q4 2025. It comes with like a little one piece
Wow.
for your Toby, which is not bad the way that they've done it.
No, it's actually a really good idea, but yeah, it looks strange.
Damn, Badfish is the giggles tonight. I love this.
Can you imagine Spider-Man swinging around in that?
The fucking thong, dude. You know some dude's gonna put this on a Fison.
Oh, 100%.
I know who's gonna do
Yeah,
it.
we know who too.
Just waiting for Topo. All right,
I added the bulge.
The bulge is screen accurate. You got fucking nuts hanging out the left and the right.
Pee-pee sticking out the side.
Yeah, Jesus. Wait, yours sticks
Pee-pee?
out?
What are you, fucking 12 years old? This
We say
pee-pee.
pee-pee on the show. Okay, don't act
That's
like you've never
true.
dropped a pee-pee on this show.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Yeah, but it's usually followed out with, like pee-pee touch.
You can
Which
touch
is
it all you
cool.
want.
Wow. Yours curves. So there's that.
Is this
I'm
the
excited
outfit that
for
he's wearing when he's eating those cookies from the neighbor? Is this outfit right?
Big Ben mod. There you go.
I thought that's a good callback. No, isn't this the outfit he's wearing right before he gets the suit?
I don't remember.
I'll be honest, I don't know. Dude, the Uncle Ben mod is what they should call it.
That's where you just put a figure lying face down on the floor.
The Yamcha, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. I'm excited for that. I'll keep an eye on this one.
No, wait for Topo, Zach. Wait for Topo.
Here we go.
I'm on your bumper.
So just an update. We've talked about the one man's hobby William Wang situation for a bit. There's now a Facebook group that has picked up like 173 members in a very short span. It's called the William Jilly Wang One Man's Hobby Problems Monies Owed Products Owed Facebook group. If you have any information or issues, I think they're compiling that into a centralized location. So, you know, I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm saying everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But, you know, there's a lot of concern. So do what you think is best. Cancel your pre-orders. Get your money back. Credit card stuff, PayPal, whatever you want to do if you think that that's appropriate. But that's the group if you guys want to join it. It's a private group. You have to be approved to get in. But yeah.
Show us where he touched you.
Wow, that's crazy. What? Manny Fresh with the super chat. Batfish is losing it tonight. Smashed McDouble. Almost brought from one man's on today to get dropped. Glad I didn't. Dude, Smash McDouble. How do we make that a sticker without being sued into oblivion? That's the question. That is the question. We have a 75,000 subscriber giveaway. It'll probably be going like either this month or next month. You know, all things if they go well. We have a Hot Toys Mark 50 donated by the lovely Natalie G. A Hot Toys Bo-Katan donated by Lane the Legend Kramer. Maximum Spider-Man donated by the CW team. And a number of shirts. I don't want to commit Marco to anything, but a number of shirts from our T Public donated by 166 Marco. So that is very kind of everyone to contribute to our celebrations. And yeah, we're really excited to hit that milestone and do some goodie giveaways. But yeah, that's a fucking legendary comment. We'll skip over some plugs here. Refocus the show back on our good friend Thomas Clark. I know not everyone got to participate in the After Dark segment show, actually the whole show. And then also we do have some updates about some things that we're working on in his honor. I guess I'll leave the floor open if anyone wants to add anything to anything that we said on Wednesday. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll just be real quick because I haven't had a chance to speak on it. But you know, I've watched everybody's streams, and you guys have spoken so highly of him, and well deserved. I just credit to you guys for putting that out on streams. I think it was really well done. I didn't have the history with Thomas that you guys did, but I did joke with him when I first started streaming that we were kind of linked together in terms of my first stream was sitting in on a movie night that him and Chris couldn't make, and followed up by that when Ben invited me to his show and Thomas was there, and then after that Zach invited me to After Dark, and then Thomas was there, and he was always a comforting face to see. It was very, very encouraging to me and supportive. When I first started popping up, I've said in the past I didn't really have any plans to do continuous streaming. It was just kind of a one-off or thing here and there, but he was very much hey, Mike, you could do this, you're good at this, go ahead and do it. And I just always appreciated him, and seeing some of the videos and just hearing, listening to him speak and some of the past stuff. Man, I just wish we could all be just a fraction of the positivity and the generous spirit that Thomas was. So like I said, I didn't get to be as close as him with you guys, but I was somebody I considered a friend, and it was definitely shocking to hear of his loss, and he'll be greatly missed.
Absolutely. Batfish, did you want to add anything there about our dear friend?
I said a bit on Small Talk if you want to check out the last episode as well. But I mean, geez, classy Thomas. I mean, it's still hard to believe. I'll start typing the word though, THO, in the chat, and it'll start saying, "Do you want to at Thomas?"
Yeah.
And makes me think, oh man, our freaking guy, he's not here. So it makes me sad because it was always such a light to see him when he would pop in on the streams, like when he was recovering and things like that, and seeing him able to laugh and stuff with that is with his friends again. And yeah, so he was just always putting out some funny comments. And yeah, just I was saying on the stream, like he picked the name to SpongeBob to shock, and like that's the first thing I was like, SpongeBob SquareBalls, who's this guy? I mean, it definitely, like, it was immediately the first thing I thought. I was like, what's this guy about? So, and
yeah.
I'm glad we got to know him more because, yeah, Thomas was a great part of the community, and especially the CW community, because, man, he was on a lot of the streams, but he was on those After Darks and stuff like that. And yeah, you putting that collection together is I think a great. I haven't been able to honestly watch the After Dark yet because mentally I kind of compartmentalize these sorts of things a lot, but I will definitely be watching that, and then all the collection you made, because I miss our boy, so, Jumbo.
Yeah. That's a great segue. So for those that love Thomas and want to kind of see some of him, in better days, we have a playlist on the YouTube channel. Typically the After Darks, they get locked down, but we have all of the After Darks that he ever appeared on. There might be one or two where he just called in briefly that we're missing, but it's about 75 episodes. I hope you don't mind, Ben. We also have your tribute in there as well, and then we have the final After Dark where we talked about him. But yeah, it encapsulates his movie nights. It encapsulates Pose Wars. If you're kind of newer to the show, you may not know, but Thomas used to be a fucking all-star at Pose Wars, and he did many episodes with us. Yes. But it's all on the YouTube channel. All the videos are still unlisted, but when you click in from the playlist, it'll let you watch all 75 of those. And I know Ben had him on his program a lot, and he's working, I think, on a playlist as well. So you'll have probably between the both of us, I would estimate probably about 200 hours of Thomas you can enjoy. There's a lot of content that's going to be available. And, I know, Ben, we've been talking to his sisters and his niece, and we've gotten approval from the family to work on a memorial sticker for Thomas. And if you're in our Facebook group and you would like to have this sticker, there's a post that's in the announcements tab. All you have to do is comment on that post, and then we'll add you to a chat. The sticker is free. You just have to send me an envelope with a stamp and your return address. And we need you to commit so we can know how many of these to order, but we're going to be doing that, and the family's really excited about the sticker. And I think for them it's kind of nice because obviously they knew he had done YouTube, but I wasn't quite sure if they knew how appreciated their family member was. And I think for them, seeing all the comments on Ben's tribute video, all the outpouring of support, I think is really, really special to them. And with that being said, there are some things that that have to be done. Obviously Thomas passed away and he had a dog, and so some of his family members have taken the magic, and so we're gonna start a few things. Let me see if I can find the post just to make this a little bit more elegant. So obviously we have the sticker. If you guys want that, it's a free sticker. We're also doing. Let's see here. We're starting a collection fund, so money to help with some of his final affairs. Adopting a dog kind of unexpectedly can be quite expensive. Buying a kennel crate, dog food, like just a number of things that you have to purchase unexpectedly. So we're collecting some money for some gift cards to Petco and PetSmart, some flowers for his sister, and just some general cash for miscellaneous stuff. You know, they're still, I think, planning his services, and so, you know, there's some funds that will come with that. We're also working on a digital card, so if you want to leave his family a digital, you know, it's sort of like you type in your message and then it formats it so that everyone's text is really nice. We're doing that as well, and all of that information is in this chat link. So if you want the sticker, comment on the sticker post. If you want to join the chat, and if you're interested in donating some money, or to the Clark family, or even the digital card, none of those are required to get the sticker, and you know, it's just all optional. But we really want to show the Clark family that we care for him, and that, you know, we're willing to be there for them in this difficult time. And you know, we're obviously not going to keep any of the money. It's all going to go to the family. So we're working on all that. It'll probably be tomorrow that I get the card up and running. But yeah, it's going to be, I think, a really nice sticker, and a really good way for us to kind of preserve his legacy, and also, you know, help his family out and kind of bearing some of this loss. But yeah, so that's going to be on the group if you guys want to participate in that. If you're not in the group, just join in. It's pretty easy to get in. And yeah, we're looking forward to being there for his sisters and his family. But yeah, Ben, did you want to add anything else? I know you've obviously been talking to them as well.
Yeah, I think if anything, you know, you never know how you're going to be remembered by people after you're gone, right? And I only knew Thomas for the last 3 years of his life, right? I mean, he lived an entire life, and I never knew who he was. And then for 3 years, he was with me virtually every Sunday for over 40 episodes. It was, I think I said 47 the other day. I recounted, it was 42 episodes, but still 42 of 71 Let's Get Nuts episodes he was on. He was on more than he wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just had Let's Get Nuts on Sunday this last week, and it felt like a very notable missing person. You know what I mean? Like an absent chair. Because again, like, you just never knew what wild, naughty thing Classy would say in the classiest, sweetest way possible that you would make us all just howl in laughter, right? And you know, in my tribute video there, you know, there's a couple of clips of him saying, you know, like, I like that people think that I'm classy, you know, like, that makes me feel good. And I think he would feel honored to know how many people truly not only just love the guy, but also just appreciated him just in general through the last few years of his life. He obviously had lots of friends and lots of family otherwise. The big thing that his sister had mentioned to me, you know, on the private chat was, you know, she felt like it was a blessing to be able to hear his voice again, because while she knew he'd been on YouTube, I think she didn't realize just like how prolific some of his YouTube experience was becoming. And so just the fact that he could, you know, she could go back and listen to, you know, his takes and some of, you know, some of at least the appropriate stuff. There was some stuff I'm like, I don't know if we want to send this to his sister, but
yeah, I was like, hey, just a heads up, this is a grown men having grown men conversations.
Yeah.
And it gets a bit crazy.
Yeah, there's some after darks, but again, though, like, he was clearly proud of who he was. He never shied away from that. You know, one of the funniest pictures he ever sent me was, you know, him in a Frankenfurter costume, or a Teen Wolf costume, or like, just being silly, right? Just having a good time. And you know, he and I had talked about immortality at one point, and he had basically said, you know, in not so few words, that, you know, he would never want to be immortal, because then you wouldn't live your life to the fullest while you had the opportunity to do so. And, you know, Classy was always somebody that was there for me. He was always somebody that was there for you guys and for other people in the community. I'm happy I got a chance to have such a good friend in my life. And just because somebody's gone doesn't mean that friendship doesn't still exist.
Agreed.
I'll remember him forever. and we've both already done things to memorialize him in our channels, in the internet, and all of those places. So rest in peace, Mr. Classy Thomas. But you certainly won't be forgotten, buddy. We're gonna reference you all the freaking time. In fact, I just changed my YouTube channel membership from the Tough Nut Crew to the Classy Nuts. And so, as I said, he's always going to be there no matter what. As long as I have a channel, he will exist in our hearts and memories there. So, yeah, love that guy. Definitely miss him.
Yeah, if you would like to kind of reminisce with us after dark last Wednesday, which is also in the playlist, it's a pretty good one. It's it's a deep, it's a lot of emotion for sure. It's a lot of real, I think with After Dark, I think we all allow ourselves, even just in a normal episode, to be a bit more vulnerable than we might normally be. And it's a very heavy episode. I would say perhaps the heaviest in a very long time, and deservedly.
You guys did a great job with that, Zach.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want the sticker, like I said, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. If you're a Patreon with the $7.50 tier and up, there's nothing you need to do. If you're a Patreon in the lower tier or just a regular, just a YouTube channel subscriber, then just comment on that thing, and it's just not any charge. It's just to send us a letter to make it logistically a bit easier. And yeah, let's move on. We just have a few things in the junk drawer today. Perhaps a little less. We'll cut some stuff off. EA is canceling the Black Panther game, and it closes Cliffhanger Studios. They're also laying off some individuals on both its mobile and central teams. Kind of not unexpected. But yeah, I feel like the Marvel games weren't that particularly well received. But that's another nail in the coffin there for those.
Well, the games industry in general is shrinking after COVID, right? So there's the COVID. This was announced during the COVID boom.
The game wasn't. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So.
Manny says he's still waiting for the Battlefront 3 to drop. It's weird. I went back and kind of looked at the history of Battlefront 2, and I forgot why everyone stopped playing it. But it was those fucking microtransactions that were pissing everybody off.
Yeah, you had to grind to get everything, like hundreds of hours.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney is selling, or has sold, I believe, 5,000 bars of soap that contain drops of her own bathwater. Love to see it. And,
drops. Only a few drops.
How much soap can you eat before it becomes poisonous? I think was the #1 Google search. But yeah, imagine being the guy that pitched this and it actually goes well.
That's what I want to know.
What a hero, bro.
How? And then more importantly, I want to know the logistics of how they got the bathwater. That's
a great question. That's a great question.
Is there 20 tubs lined up? She just jumped in one from the next?
Yeah, constitutes
that's how I see it.
Yeah, but if you only need a couple drops, I mean, that's one bathtub, man.
Yeah, but if you're her, you don't want to take a bath in some random facility.
June 6th at noon for the soap.
There you go.
I want video evidence of how they collected that water.
Yeah, I need behind
We're
the
also,
scenes.
Matt, Dean, we're also working on our own thing as well. And honestly, as fast as her soap sold out, I think this might sell out faster, to be honest, Dean. It's the Dreams bathwater soap. And we're working on it. It's happening, bro. You might catch a little bit of Dean in the bar. You're on mute.
More than just a couple drops in there, huh?
Whoa.
Yeah, I got a couple pubis in there.
Yeah. There
Oh
you go.
my.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's how you know it's
Maybe
real.
a couple spermatozoas.
Zach, are you gonna do a
It's like the
butthole
Chase
candle
version.
too?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you might get the San Antonio fungus. How dare you?
Oh
This is
my
wrong.
God.
Ban him right now.
There's no fungus here.
But yeah, we're gonna work on this up. Maybe it'll be a special thing for the top tier members. It's happening. I mark my words. We have bought the molds, It's happening.
But this doesn't say soap. This says bathwater.
The fungus molds?
Yeah, well, we're going to edit it, okay? AI can only do so much at the moment, okay?
Is this going to replace the Pog set on that top tier?
Dean is the Pog.
You know what's crazy?
PAWG.
Both Sydney's coming out with soap.
Yeah, Sydney. We have our own Sydney doing the soap.
Yeah, Sydney Dean.
There you go.
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Deanie. Well, not Deanie, because that's a different person.
Don't make it weird.
I'm sorry, it got weird. Good night, Moose. Lovely stream. Love you, buddy. Let's see here. I think that's it. I think we're going to cut some trailers out tonight.
Oh.
Is there one that y'all wanted to talk about?
I wanted to talk Dexter, but I feel like I'm the only one who watches Dexter, actually.
I wanted to talk about the Witcher 4 gameplay.
Ooh, the Witcher 4 looked good, dude.
That was not in the show sheet. I just want to say.
Marco put it.
Did he put it in the copy?
I could send you the link if you want to talk about it. If not, then...
Was it after I cut the show sheet off? We can watch it.
No,
What is
before
that on YouTube?
He sent it on Twitter, and that was like a...
It's just on YouTube, yeah.
It was a pretty funky video, but I could send you the link of the
It's a Witcher 4?
Yeah, Witcher 4 gameplay.
It's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
No, it's like 18 minutes, but we don't have to watch the whole thing.
Minutes. So, what is this? This is a game that's coming out, or it's already come out?
It's coming out. This is the tech demo.
What does
I
that
don't think
mean?
Zach knows how a preview works.
No, I understand what a fucking preview. I'm just asking, like, is this... Like, this is not going to be any part of the final game? Like, it's a tech demo, or...
It's just showing off the gameplay. It's just showing off gameplay and, like, the features and new
this is like what you'd see, like, at
E.
E3.
Yeah, they're basically showing off the Real Engine 5.
And this is, I think Marco was saying, this is a base PS5, or... Do you
That's what
recall?
they said.
Not the PS5 Pro.
Damn, that's
just the regular PS5.
When does this game come out, or when is it projected to come out?
It hasn't been announced yet, like the release date.
Some
But it is
estimates
confirmed.
are not till 2027, dude.
Motherfucker.
I'm not going to be alive that long.
I hope you are.
It's giving you an idea where they're at with it currently.
Is there any scenes in the day?
I'm saying, should the
Yeah,
it's just they're like
little
walking
short
around
clip.
outside.
Well, tell me where to be, I guess.
Right there, you can stop.
Yeah,
right
there you go.
Okay. That's Yennefer?
No.
No,
No.
that's
No,
That's
Siri.
Siri.
that's Siri.
Okay, I've never watched this show or played this game, so...
We can tell.
I can skip
Yeah,
out. They
Yennefer's
talk
not
for a little bit. There you
Is
go.
she a
You
witch?
skip it, like right there, like
She's
right
a
there.
Witcher.
Yennefer is a
Witcher,
witch,
yeah.
yeah.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4.
Oh, it looks so beautiful, dude.
That does
What
look
you
really
just
good.
saw and are going to see now is
And
running
Siri?
on standard
Fuck,
PlayStation
dude.
5 at
They
60
showed
FPS
off this game a few months ago, and everybody was like, "She's so ugly," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? She's fucking
a Witcher.
beautiful."
She explores the world and
This is an
conquers
open world
multiple
game?
coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The region
Yeah.
we are in is called Kovir. And
You'd
get
like
to
Witcher
explore it in
3.
the game.
I was gonna buy it, but the Night Rain came out.
Investigating the monster, and after gathering new clues,
You never played it?
she's heading back to a nearby
No,
village.
I've never played any of the Witcher games.
Oh man, Witcher 3 is one
Is
of
it
my favorite
multiplayer?
games of all time.
No.
It's not
No.
multiplayer.
All right, everyone. Meet
I
Kelpie.
I started Witcher 3 a couple of months ago. It was really good. I haven't finished it yet though.
So just like Geralt and Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
Kelpie, he's so cute.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're
Man,
gonna
she's
explore the
beautiful.
world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural,
This-
and just fun.
This trailer got me hook,
Yeah,
line,
and
and
to
sinker.
support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized.
I like how they
when
show off the
mounting from
horses'
any angle
movements
and
right now.
speed. And we also support root
Yeah,
motion
it's
movement
incredible.
on Kelpie. So controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. so much of the Witcher world is natural, organic.
What is the? Are they at a
especially
convention
covered
for
with its
this?
dense
Or are they just talking?
I
to the
think it's an
camera?
Unreal
wild nature.
thing.
Yeah, and wild
Yeah.
Like
nature
showcase.
is hard.
Mhm.
And with nanite geometry, we freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that
The
a new
water.
idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
Amazing.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Siri.
Even Witcher 3, like there were times where I would screenshot just the sunsets that would be happening in that game. Like it was insane. And that's a pretty old game now, considering.
Is there anything you guys want to skip to?
Valgrist. So Valgrist
I mean, that's
is
kind of
the
just the gist of it.
What
That's
is
the first I've seen this. That's awesome.
What is the engine for Red Dead?
It's still Real Engine 4, I think.
Because that game is crazy. Like, if you just look at things, like, it's crazy. Grand Theft Auto is good, too. Dean, can we say shout out to the Patreonies, please?
Yeah, shout out Captain Fordo, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Bounce, Serena Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Giss, Classy Thomas. Oh, is he going to be on there forever now?
100%.
Sweet, beautiful angel. We should put him at first, to be honest.
I thought about it. I didn't want to. I know when I change it, it ruins like your.
Or at the end, because then he'll never.
He gets the
Classy Thomas, and he'll be there forever. You know what I mean? Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Billy Badfish, Luke Skywalker, Griffin Campbell, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Big Up Firm, Caesar Markman, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomoski, Jose CZ, Tukathri Wa, Aries Portillo, Alvin J, Aralis Delgado, Toy Cartel, Sean Forster, Harry Dempsey, Manny Fresh 369, Damn She's Fine, Joe Chutbeeks Corvus, Sith Scale Collector, Jared G, Alberto Cortez, Big Rib, The Big Donk, Trevor Weed, Darren Elderton, Don Madon, Stephen Persia, Sean Usby, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Parent, Exodus, Abe Dunk TV, and Gigi, the Judgmental.
Legendary. Thank you to the Patreonies. The May June Patreon benefits are going out when we get the Classy Thomas stickers in the mail. It'll be a big sticker package for everybody. We have 4 tiers if you want to support: $5, $7.50, $15, and $25. Physical benefits start at $7.50. $25 gets you doubles of everything we send. YouTube channel members, we have 12-inch Moose Stream, Absolute Irwin, Alex Black, Aurelis Delgado, Aaron Salazar, Aaron Broverman, Ben Thomas, Big Rib, Bob Dylan, Chris V, Clinton Martin, CT603, DJ, Eddie, Money Mendez, Gare Bear, Harry Dempsey, Hodor, Howard Potts, Mike's Adventure World, Manny Fresh, 369. Let's see here. Jake, Justin the Friday Night, Justin Sports Card, Jazzy, King Dingling, Luke Skywalker, LV Avengers 702, Figure in a Bubble, Mr. Sketch, OG Fan, 16 Figure Focus, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Giss, SpongeBob, Square Balls, Trevor Weed, Universal Key, and not on the list, but need to add him, is Ron E. You can become a channel member by scanning that QR code. 99 cents a month for Patreon members, or $2.99 if you're not, for the Peanut Gallery. You get loyalty badges, custom chat emojis, and member shoutouts and more. There's a look at the emojis and the icons there. Let's see here. OFAX, Small Talk, and Movie Night alternating Thursdays. After Dark Wednesdays at 10:30. Just Another Friday Night on Fridays, and Tuesdays CW. And that's it. Any shoutouts that we would like to give?
Shout out to Ron E. He just became my newest channel member as well. So
What a guy.
2 channel memberships for the CW family. Thanks, buddy. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Marco. I miss streaming with that guy. I know we give him shit sometimes, but I also know he's been really busy with work and everything, and getting hammered on the work side of life. So hopefully we get him back here pretty soon. So, and sorry I was late, by the way, but thanks for still letting me in the back door.
Shout out to
that's what she said,
Mr. Musashi, for becoming our newest Patreon. Look at this.
Speak his name.
Speak his name, and he appears. Give me 1 second.
Marco. Good to
What's going on, boys? Just in time for CW Plus. Let's do this.
What?
Hell yeah.
No feet today, bro. What a show. What a show, boys. Ah, fuck. When did Yomo? Did you just join? I feel like I just.
I'm about to get a fucking
Hang on.
smash McDouble right now.
Jesus Christ. My apologies,
What?
Yomo. I am but a man.
By the way,
Whoa,
each of
Fern's
this
like
figure- this
floating
figure's
head right
freaking
now.
awesome.
Look at Fern's head. Don't turn. No, turn back.
Who is the? Anyways, does anyone have any last minute shout outs that they want to give?
Shout out to the nut in Ohio. What's that thing called, Mike?
What?
Buckeyes, baby.
The Buckeye nut thing. He's a big old nut, their mascot.
Oh, Ben might have competition. Anyways,
No chance.
I'm Zach.
Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben. He's rusty, guys. Don't worry about it.
I'm Badfish.
I'm Mike.
Yeah, I'm Fern.
Love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
You guys.
Bye.
Bye.